Have it poked away. Now Adams outside. Nader tees it up. That three is good with 2.4 seconds and then a turnover. SGA got it up. Is it good? And he banked it in at the buzzer. And right now, it should count. Trying to get the shot off. Now he's to slip it over to SGA. Has to shoot. Does right at the buzzer. Should say right before the buzzer, and he banked it in.
Good balance on the offense. How about SGA? Just making it look easy. You know, he had a couple of those plays the other night in Utah as well.
Paul with a step. Extra pass. Gilgeous-Alexander wide open. Strokes it. And at the buzzer, he sticks it. Cha-ching, a Thunder money ball. The run is 12-0 to close the half.
We talked about the Thunder have been shooting a pretty decent clip this whole first half. How about that ball movement? That ball was like a hot potato from the start. You got to remember, this started from 10 seconds all the way back on the other end of the floor. And there's 0-0. But you still like those two quick fouls, though. Not even a minute off the clock.
With a lead, SGA, the high kiss off the glass.
How about SGA making a tough shot off the glass to put the Thunder ahead? As you said, what, since the first quarter? Was it that the Thunder actually had a lead in this ball game?
5 on the timer. SGA has to make a move. Sizing up Snell, steps back, tough shot, and he knocks it down. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, no panic, no problem. Detroit, as we see both teams exchanging buckets.
Nice tough shot.
Adams triple team, knocked away. SGA keeps the possession alive. It's under 5. Has to drive. Steps back, tough shot on the way, and he got it to go. Did not panic.
3.2. Adams hands it right back off to SGA. Does he get the shot off? He does. Counted on the foul. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Huge fourth quarter. The personal foul, and SGA just did get the shot off.
And if you're Denver,
shooting one more shot,
you're scratching your head.
Ready to get the first flight out, Mike?
Well, you know, they're one of those teams that, you know, they're looking for that first win. They're 0-5 coming into this afternoon's game, folks. As Shai beats the clock. Smart play. Don't give up the basketball, young fella.
It's at 5. Wants to make a move on Grant. Got to the rim, and it... Boy,
you know, patience here hopefully will pay off as you continue to set the Jazz up. You get him standing flat-footed. 6'10" point guard who is just amazing with the basketball.
SGA got caught in the air. Fortunate that Gallo was in the vicinity. Oh, the nice no-look behind the back pass. Again, the defense falls asleep for the easy slam. To this pretty pass. Vision. Look, he's got eyes.
This is beautiful. That is beautiful.
Now Noel steps right into the passing lane, knocks it free. Lobs it up, SGA, oh, what a play! With one hand, redirected it off the glass. Nerlens Noel, and you referenced this, Mike. Look at him dribbling the basketball, the big fella, and he was sizing it up.
Absolutely.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander deciding what to do here in transition. Will take the bump, that's going to count on the foul. Plays the continuation.
Well, you know what I'm going to say. This is nasty. Come on, man. This is some old school. I'm talking like finger rolling basketball that you don't know what he's going to do. Adams made him pay the price.
Nice pass inside off the drive and the dish from Gilgeous-Alexander, and Adams able to finish it off as he commits the foul as we see this beautiful drive and dish.
I mean, look at this. He just draws Clint Capella all the way in to the point where but LaMarcus Aldridge clearly just threw Adams out of the way.
And there's a steal by SGA. Took it right out of the hands. On his way down the floor, and he scoops and scores. And getting into early offense. See the steal there by SGA.
How about this? You know, this is no...
Well, the Thunder defense has been so sound. As SGA responds with the deep three. You can kind of see him.
Good defense. You can live with that kind of possession.
Backdoor cut, beautiful play. Better pass from Steven Adams.
Gilgeous-Alexander.
Perfect pocket pass. Right where it needs to be. It's like they knew they were going to do it the entire time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Since the first quarter, down to 4. SGA trying to get it a little closer, and he does with another 3.
And this is good basketball here. Just moving the basketball. Step back 3 by Shai.
Handle it cleanly. Wandu will push. Vucevic this time down low, and it might have been deflected and knocked free, but the Thunder give it right back.
We were just.
But that's it.
You're
on the opposite sides of the line, huh?
Exactly. And this is a nice lob. As he kind of drew Labissiere all the way in. And
close. SGA. It's called putting it on a platter. Thanksgiving platter coming up.
Midway through the second quarter.
And that's a good sign. And, you know, because the bench has been very solid. How about the steal here by Shai?
He'll score on this one.
A little high pick and roll action, nothing fancy. And every now and then when you can get a play like this where in their defense that open up.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the primary ball handler, and he rips the cords from three. Just 27 points per game last year. And it's been a couple days, Michael, since this Thunder team played. Great action, high and low. What a dish there from Chris Paul.
Well, they know that Gallo can score the basketball, so he's going to attract attention.
Gilgeous-Alexander, gorgeous ball fake and spin for the deuce. Leads them in scoring tonight, has cashed in both Thunder successes.
Keep some gas in that tank, but defend that three-point shot, which has been to your advantage. Wow, look at this three-pointer, just as I'm talking about defending.
Stop if you're an NBA fan. Diallo inside, counted in a foul. It's Hamidou Diallo in his first half.
He missed his first shot, and since then he has been dialed in every way.
The Lakers need to buy a lottery ticket. Thunder turn it over again this time, but SGA diving for the loose ball. Can he give it up? He does. Gallinari fires it down to Nader.
I don't know how he came up with it. This is the end of it. Did a great job of not allowing a white shirt to tie him up. How about the end result by Nader?
Hasn't been dropping for Conley. Cross-court pass over to SGA. Got the flyby. Instead, drives to the rim with a two-handed stuff.
Watch this, folks. He's closing out hard. They know he can shoot the three. All right, we're not sure what he can do once he catches the ball and puts it on the floor. Well, that's not in doubt anymore, folks.
He has been a completely different shooter over the last couple of games. Shot clock. Factor. SGA goes right at Kurucs. Counted in the foul.
This is good defense. Watch. This is good defense. But see that left hand come out? That's what got him caught.
SGA back in. Now trying to size up Levine. He wants the three. And how about SGA? Splashes that one home from behind the arc.
Well, he's just another coach on the floor. That makes him so special.
Oh, what a move that time by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the wing. Trae Young, look at this, made the move, got by, and then, oh my, the high scoop off the glass.
Now, that's not a floater. That's what we call
the Thunder have won 5 consecutive games, putting that winning streak on the line. Adams down low, and nice nifty pass from SGA.
Wow, when he turned back left, he's hit the brake so hard. Guess what? He isn't done, folks. Looks like he's going to get back-to-back buckets. Clippers will call timeout.
With the free release, Thunder showing a little defense there. Easy deuce in transition.
And the Thunder did deserve to get a stop on that play. Just good team defense.
The stutter step by SGA. Wanted to dump it off to Noel. Still plenty of time. Finds the open man. Has all the big men. Thunder want to get it up the floor quickly. SGA will drive on Dellavedova and count the bucket and the foul. Now SGA with an opportunity for the old-fashioned three-point play, and the Thunder on a 7-0 run.
Just terrific action by SGA. You hear the whistle, young players watching. You heard the whistle right there, boom. He just keeps going. You never know.
Angelo Russell already with 7 here in this first quarter. SGA, nice no-look pass, and Noel the beneficiary as he throws it down with 2 hands. He's got the mismatch, and that pass right through the hands of Ferguson. Numbers for the Blazers, and how about those active hands? Now Schroeder leaks out free, and the Thunder.
And how did the Thunder not get free? Looks like Diallo just getting back on defense, like you said.
Yeah, just spreading back.
Harden dancing, lost it, and the Thunder with numbers. SGA attacks and slams it home for the lead.
How about this? Stripping the ball was Dennis Schroeder.
Well, you're right. Some great defensive plays on Harden in back-to-back plays.
a Hail Mary and it goes in.
Thunder had been on a 13-3 run. They trying to answer back, and SGA is going to have an opportunity for an old-fashioned three-point play. When there's no space, there's space.
And then there's that reach in with that left hand. Officials right on top. And this is that part of the game where Billy Donovan talked about in the pregame that he might play Darius Bazley at the 5 spot. Well, guess what? Bazley is playing that 5 spot right now.
Dort continues. His 9th year. Got it on the handoff. Went up, lost it. And the Thunder come up with the turnover.
And that's what you got to do to Butler. You got to make him see a crowd.
Nice drive, and it's going to count. What a move. Steven Adams, a quiet 6 out of 8 for 16 points. And a beautiful steal. SGA down the other way. And an easy slam. SGA hard drive, takes the bump, spins it home, and the foul. Space, and he always has the English to get it in off the glass.
Well, and did a good job of taking the contract. I mean, that's half the battle. Now you got to finish.
Time to work with. SGA off the bounce, does not matter. As he drills another 3, his 2nd of the night.
You know, you went a little bit beyond, you know, what was required. And sometimes just by accident. That's a great steal here by Shai. And offering up a thank you. And how about this?
Is your one shot?
Yeah. Xavier McDaniels taught me that one.
Boy, SGA, all kinds of contact. Is it going to count? It will.
That kind of thing happens. I mean, as you see that's a slow-mo as he continues. Remember? I'm going to give it to someone else. See if we can get something out of this play.
SGA, what a hard drive. Somehow muscled it up over a Kobo.
Well, that's what it's going to take because that, you know, the Kings rely heavily on the three-point shot. You've been able to deny that here. This is off to a great start, coming up with a steal.
And it's SGA.
The Spurs are shooting over 50% from the field because of LaMarcus Aldridge. He's 10 of 11 right now.
SGA again, the aggressive drive, contact and a foul. He's got hit to the floor, and he will go to the line for a three-point play.
On his back. Here's that move to put him on his side. Nice little crossover. The art of the crossover. Certainly difficult. He takes a nice.
For the final couple of minutes, gets it back on the pass. Wanted to give it back up to Ball, and he wasn't ready for it. Pelicans turn it over for the 16th time. Gallinari steps into the 3. Oh, and he got the friendly hop, and it's a big one. The rebound for Oklahoma City.
That's a terrific battle.
SGA, that'll count on the foul. In transition, and it's SGA like a locomotive down the lane. So difficult to stop. Playing through contact.
And that's why you keep fighting.
And the Thunder can add to its lead. There's SGA as he sidesteps Simons. What a move. You can't slow him down when he's got a crease near the rim. That is just great action. And now Paul with the deflection creates the steal. Trying to find a man, slashing to the rim, and Gilgeous-Alexander counted in the foul. Now Gilgeous-Alexander twirling around. He didn't even look for his shot. Defended by Davis, who's one of the best shot blockers in the league. This time, SGA, how did he find the space? Dunk here.
Here's that first time, you know, he knew he did. Well, this is the end right here. But the first time, he just kind of set Davis up for that.
It was like a track meet there for a moment. Said quick pace, SGA, high floating shot, and the foul from Lopez. Muscala hands it off to SGA, who wants to drive. Nice move, spins it home off the glass. Right hand, left side.
You can't get it up. You know, find a way to scoop it in. You can guard all 5%. Let's say that, folks, for lack of a better word. Shai is able to get inside on Gobert. And just to see him in the ball game.
To compete at a high level right now.
Doing a great job. And then you got Dennis Schroeder playing at a high level. You have good.
Speaking of
okay. Man, dribbling by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander behind the back, through the legs, and a sweet layup.
Come on, Clemens. Keep me in it, baby. Keep me going. That was in Curry range on your first three-pointer, or your second three-pointer, actually. The first one was at the end.
Gilgeous-Alexander makes the move, drives and finishes with the left hand on the right side. What an impressive move. Kick out to Schroeder. SGA wants to drive, takes a bump, hangs in the air. Oh, what a move. Had ideas of getting it up the floor. Instead, the Thunder will run the offense from the half court as SGA got inside, and the nifty finish as he uses all of his athleticism. San Antonio learned last night. Nader, freshly inserted into the game, sends it down to the corner. SGA passed up the three, instead attacks the rim right at McDermott, who has no shot at blocking shots. Schroeder trying to turn the corner. Outside, SGA is going to have to make a move. Stops on the baseline and floats it up and in. There is the open man. Gallinari spots up and makes the defense pay.
Yeah, that's a big mistake by Washington because they left him. He had time to have a cup of coffee before he took that shot.
Here in this first quarter, but the Thunder offense, Gallinari, nothing but the bottom of the net.
His coach trying to match the lineup that's out there for the Thunder.
Lowry burrowing, throws it away. Shai is on it.
Quarter for the Raptors to get any kind of consistency on offense. And how about the offense of the Thunder as they continue to score?
SGA getting harassed out on the perimeter. Another floater. That'll be a bank and a foul. Now the Thunder will get a chance for a three-point play. A lot of traffic here.
That was just a tough finish. As Lynn, he whacked it pretty good. Like you said, had enough concentration. You know, you might be locked up contract-wise, or you just might have the group that you want to go with.
SGA plays through the contact, counted in a foul. This is the latest highlight.
He did a good job of taking that contact and going right into the body of Henson. Now, if he tries to finesse this, Henson will slap that up in the stands instead.
Williams wants the screen, goes left, and SGA recovered, blocks the shot. Leonard recovers the loose ball, not going to get that off in time.
Great block. And once again, another recovery block.
Billy Donovan taking a chance, putting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander on the floor with his 5 personal fouls with 10 minutes to go. Now he gets to the rim. Nice reverse. Just totally abused Plumlee in the lane.
The Wizards. Thunder had the 16-point lead going into that timeout. Billy Donovan was upset about something. SGA, oh, what a tough drive. Hung in the air long enough and scooped it up with the left hand.
Or a shot from distance.
Morris couldn't stay in front of SGA. Nice spin move. Noel knocked it free momentarily from Mitchell. Dort contests. Another offensive rebound by Gobert. It's free. And Nader sends it up to Gilgeous-Alexander. He's free and he slams it home in transition.
Get one stop. They get the ball back to get a second stop. And this is what happens on the third one, folks. That's just good, relentless effort. Even though he was out of that play, so great effort.
Nerlens Noel looks so comfortable running the offense, and it continues. This time, the recipient of the perfect pass, and he knows exactly what to do with it.
When you're open, you're going to get the basketball, and it's moving, and guys are looking for each other. Sometimes
he gets under the early lead here. But going back to Lou Dort, he knows what his role is. He knows why he's on the floor, and there's some more excellent defense on a block shot. That one by SGA, who swats it out of bounds.
So you just got to stay on your feet. Now watch this play right here. He just stays on his feet until it's time.
Good defense. Not allow him to get a clean look. SGA steps into it from three and knocks it down, and that's a big shot. And so SGA pulls up early in the shot clock, and this Denver offense it's an inverted offense to a certain extent because Jokic, and how about that block by SGA? Boy, he just swallowed up that basketball. Now he dumps it off. Noel goes up with the left hand and scores. The players, but look at the recovery here by SGA. Look at how much ground he picked up.
It's just great players talking about combat. That's why they measure you. They know you can do plays like that. And then here,
the defense that he's been pleased with through the first 3 games. Nice slip pass. SGA finds his man, and Noel with the easy deuce.
A couple of good defensive plays here in this third quarter. That's why it's just a one-possession game.
Well, SGA found his stroke at the line, had some layups. Now he steps outside and drains the 3.
Well, they put everybody on it. Patty Mills, LaMarcus Aldridge, DeMar DeRozan. And he just continues to give you the same thing. That ball is coming through the bottom of that net.
Game 1, Schroeder. Outside, SGA trying to get the step. Pulls up, shot drops, covered in the foul.
Now you just got to continue to put your head down and do the same thing you did before. And this time he gets the call. Not only that though, folks, he gets an and one.
Can foul when the ball gets inbounded. Poole gets it off, but it might have been deflected, and it was, and the Thunder going to climb all the way back.
Brick in this foundation, and it comes down to just one simple play that's been following several plays like this, where you just really put the Warriors in a tough situation, trying to figure out who's going to take that shot. And when that person gets that ball, this time is Jordan Poole. He's not comfortable in that situation. You stay vertical. Did a good job of flipping the script, though, in that painted area. Oh, how about that steal there by Shai? Well, he just picked the pocket.
And he'll take it up for the slam. Offensive rebound inside by Kem Birch off the bench. That's really only how Orlando's getting its shots. But how about SGA on the blow-by from the wing?
Excellent give-and-go dish. Adams again. And Gilgeous-Alexander maybe gets unleashed on that slam. Bucks and Sonic. What a night for him, huh?
Yeah, Thunder get the lead in his jersey when he catches the basketball.
18 threes the last 4 games and muscling it up inside as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Offensive possession. This was SGA previously.
And a nice physical drive, too. Now, not enough to get the whistle, but he took the contact, the bodying, stayed focused.
And having those ready to go all day.
That's true.
SGA bounces off Zubac. What a clever move.
Got a chance to see him in the preseason. He looked terrific before he got hurt.
Graham takes a flop and Steven Adams slams.
That was good. Good call. Good no call by the officials.
Can't believe what you just saw. How did he airball that free throw?
Yeah, Fox has had one of those, and so has Hill.
Nice pass. SGA drawing 2 defensive players. As he has been humbled by his recent years in the NBA. SGA again has another bucket, and that'll count.
That's why you always keep playing hard. Just a great job. Boy, he got hit twice. Second hit knocked down the 3. He showed that's in the preseason.
And right on cue with the drive, and a nice finish as he scoops it up off the backboard. Boy, Terrence Ferguson had some massive ambitions. This is SGA as he will quiet things down with that slam. Thunder again get a little extension on the lead, and how about Baisley? Going step for step with the 7-footer. Thunder in transition. SGA right down the lane, goes right by Collins and spins it home. Baisley, a little bit of everything from...
Hit the break so hard. Guess what? He isn't done, folks. Looks like he's going to get back-to-back buckets. And Steven Adams is starting to see a double team. That's the kind of respect he's commanding right now. As Shai gets all the way to the basket, uses that reverse layup. I'm a big movie buff.
Are you happy about the new Star Wars? Well, what a great action there. High-low and a beautiful cut and finish by SGA to the rim. Is yet to be adopted in the NBA. SGA just got it off to Noel. Noel pushes it up with the left hand. And yet to score over 100. Pass inside. Kick back outside. SGA goes right by Isaac. Easy. Reverse layup as he spins it home. But you look at his numbers, most of the time you just think that he's distributing the basketball as SGA. Hard drive, dumps it off. Adams. Another score inside.
His energy. That's an energy play right there. He didn't have to go out that far to get that basketball, but he did it. Thunder were able to pick up that loose change.
SGA's been cooking here in the first, and it continues. What a step back. That was not his forte.
No, it's not.
SGA again. Oh, he floats it up and takes the foul.
And just will not be denied. I mean, this is just, you know what? I know I got the whistle.
That's what you've been employing here the entire second half. I should say the entire last 2 minutes. SGA's got to move quickly, gets across the timeline, puts a move on, steps back, shot on the way is good! SGA regains the lead for the Thunder at the perfect time on a little step back jumper with 1.4 seconds left.
Talk about a big basket. Didn't try to force it. Boy, he got it backpedaling and just stopped on a dime and posed for it.
It wasn't a 3, it wasn't a drive. Might have caught Martin off balance. And what a smooth stroke there from SGA. And you know he wants to redeem himself, Mike, after those missed free throws that did keep the door just ajar for Charlotte, and a little redemption shot for SGA, and it came at the perfect time, and it gives the Thunder the 2-point lead.
And that's what good players do. You know, I like what he talked about, getting deeper into the clock, especially when it talks about, you know, ball movement is going to lead to that. Shai somehow does what Shai does. Okay, you think you got him, right?
He had the deflection. This was after he got double teamed, and obviously with not a lot of time to operate with, that's another going against the grain runner.
What, 33 points here already in this third quarter.
Oh, SGA goes end to end in the scoop and score at the buzzer. Jones never stood a chance. The clock is clean, and another deuce for SGA.
They're trying to deny Shai the ball. Patty Mills mainly.
Steps back, three-point shot over the outstretched arm of Mills, drops in. Fourth quarter here for the Thunder. Big plays, big shots. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, you see that? You said, and the Thunder will keep the basketball. Just going to have to hurry with it. SGA, can he get it off in time? He does. Tough step back three, and he knocks it down.
On a lot of action with the basketball because the defense is always trying to stop his drives.
Didn't use the screen there from Horford, and instead drives in and banks it in. And it's never easy, Mike. Sometimes it's fluid. Oftentimes it's contested, but as we said, Mike, there is just nothing easy about his drivers.
Oh, I mean, they're just hesitating.
Gilgeous-Alexander's going to have to make his move. It's at 2. The drive, the bump, the float, and the bucket. And he makes it look easy.
But it didn't matter. He said, you know what? I can't pass this. There's under 3 seconds on the clock. This is what I do.
Baisley drives, kicks, open man. Dort, can he make it 2 in a row? A little too strong. Air ball, shot clock didn't reset. SGA gets a flyby, wide open look at a 3, and that is good. It's a frenetic play with the shot clock winding down. SGA not deterred, Mike. You see there, only about 3 seconds left on the shot clock. The Thunder have really done a great job, Mike, since that first quarter, protecting the basketball. 7 first quarter turnovers, just 1 since. SGA, tough step back 3, and he splashes it home.
Well, Fournier's not in the game. He's a three-point shooter, a guy that likes to stretch the floor for the Magic. Make other guys beat you tonight. Yeah? If Aaron Gordon is taking a 3, you can live with that.
Boy, and SGA well behind the three-point line. Lets it fly and splashes one home. 3 of them to be exact. And SGA finds the bottom of the net there.
You actually saw him smile. I don't ever see him smile. He's always got such a serious look.
Great defense on the poke away from SGA. Can he get ahead of the pack? He does. And the slam plus the foul from Shamet. Forcing the steal on the poke away. And so Shamet trying to atone. There's no way you're going to slow that down.
That's more of a frustration foul. Most of the time you just let players go as he just hammers him. How about the efficiency of that 9 of 12 from the field? And he's done it with a variety of ways. Watch out.
Well, Dort steps in front of the passing lane. Beautiful feed. Sets it up for the trailing SGA. And we got a 6-point game with 1:55 left to go.
And it's closing time.
Look at that great anticipation. Just stepping in front of Kawhi Leonard and then have the awareness.
I love her. We always have so much fun in the pregame show.
Always learning something. SGA takes a bump, plays through the contact, counted in a foul.
In a game where he's making so much happen because he's lethal with the basketball, you think he's going to probably pass.
Well, Minnesota's been able to find some timely offense here in this fourth quarter. Noel gives it up. Herman Gomez, that time completely erased on his way up to the rim. A microcosm of the night, Mike. Nothing easy at the rim.
Absolutely. And Shai did a good job of getting on that backside. Now, this is something, a lot of contact on both plays. Moran on his first attempt. Oku.
Beautiful pass. Gilgeous-Alexander right there in the dunker slot was Moses Brown.
About him as well. But how about this here? This is good spacing. Now, you saw the three-point shot by Pope out and guard the rim, coach. I'm supposed to protect the rim.
Oh, another pocket picked. Ingles completely lost it, and SGA with the feathery slam on the other end.
Like a kid on the playground, knowing where his favorite spot is. How about this? This is an old-school move. Pick the pocket.
Good close out there by Walker Alexander. SGA, tough three over the outstretched arm of Hart, and he knocks it down. Starting to accelerate here.
I tell you, he caught Hart with his hand down. Certainly a great start.
Bundle of miscues from the Lakers in this first quarter. See the double team there on SGA, so he takes advantage and soars up to the rim.
How about this? I mean, you got the mismatch. He saw the double team coming. Said, hello, I'm going the opposite way.
Montrezl Harrell led the NBA in three-point shooting a couple of years ago. Over 47%. No small sample size either. Little blow-by there by SGA. Counted in a foul. Nice move. He will earn an old-fashioned three-point play.
Well, that's a good job, too. If he plays it up with his right hand, that's going to get blocked by Jordan. Jordan didn't expect it at the end. He puts it in the left hand. And you know, with the shooters around Jokic, you just got to sometimes let guys figure that out and let him have that one. Well, you can't let this guy have that one. You play what they're capable of doing, but how about this cross-court pass on the numbers?
Now, Mike, I don't know if you're having a hard time as SGA almost flew in, forcing the steal, and it's Roby. Paisley avoids and still scoops and scores inside. Here's McLaughlin defending Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and SGA steps back behind the line and dials up that three.
Yeah, he was very close to the logo.
Yeah, look at that, Mike. That's a good 3.5 feet behind the line.
And then the offensive player leans into you. It's just got to drive you nuts as a defensive player, but that time, Gilgeous-Alexander.
And there is R.J. Barrett settling for that three-pointer.
And they forced Randall to give up the ball as well, too.
Well, is that going to be an and one? SGA bisecting the lane. Continuation, you might add, Mike.
He started out in Yukon, Oklahoma. They came all the way to downtown. Jesus, man. He heard that whistle. And you know what? When you hear the whistle, just keep playing.
Yeah, but it is still a team that does take threes. Over 31 a game. Nice pass. And Roby, little head fake there, and he gets the friendly bounce on Valanciunas. Tough to contain them for an entire 48 minutes. There's going to be spurts. SGA steps into it from way downtown. He doesn't want to be left out of the three-point mix. Thunder are just blowtorching these Nets here in the first half. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander a good 4 feet behind the 27 years old. He's got some physicality the Thunder are going to have to deal with here tonight. Beautiful backdoor cut, excellent feed, excellent finish there. Hill and SGA on the hookup. Lou Dort can play perfect defense, and Middleton can make shots like that.
Well, he's the guy that's going to get it going from the Bucks without Giannis in the ball game, as Shai splashes from downtown to tie the ball game up. Stay ready. You know, it's just his second start this season. Just stay ready.
Well, he's getting a big opportunity here in the early part of the season. There he is, straight away, right on cue, and he cans that three. And how about Isaiah Roby? This is what we were talking about, Mike, the inside-outside game, and it started with the three straight away.
I mean, that's just, you know, great offense by a terrific offensive player.
Oh, nifty move. Crafty on the reverse. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Too many calls, but disagreed with that one. Boy, the long strides, so you know he's feeling it on the offensive end. Converts the three-point play. Here is SGA. Matched up on Johnson. A little toggle and a finish off the glass. And this was the previous possession. See, you've got to honor both. You have to honor the drive. You have to honor the shot. His strength is driving to the cup. Just 24% from three last year. See what SGA does, trying to dazzle Olynyk, and an even prettier finish getting up to the cup and trying to create. This is the previous possession with SGA.
Well, this is what happened when a man plays defense on an island.
Kenrich Williams and Pokuševski also in here with 2:39 left to go in quarter number one. Nice turn there as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just turned the corner. A rapacious rebound underneath. SGA. A little sizzle down the lane as he puts it up and in.
I'll tell you, he knifed his way through the entire Nuggets defense.
Well, the officials certainly enforcing that rule.
As SGA, tough step back. We've seen the layups. And that time, stepping behind the line, he's got his first three.
Perfect. And give everybody a piece, except this is all Shai. Look at that cut. He went behind the back. You know what I'm going to say, folks.
Thunder can put a lot of pressure here on Charlotte. Tough three on the way. SGA wants the three and got the three. quarter. SGA now, defended by Strus. 5 on the timer. Series of moves, drives, floats in the air, and scores off the glass. And that time, execution to perfection.
Wow, just splitting the double team, getting the Thunder a much-needed boost. As Will got 3 quarters in the book right now, folks.
And the rebound to Shai Alexander.
Okay, just always sometimes you see that ball go in the basket, and that's all it takes.
And the Thunder going to get a possible 4-point play. Shai Alexander picking up where Dort left off. Just like that, the Thunder possibly going to get 4 quick points on a reach-in foul from Lonnie Walker.
Well, he made contact with him. That's all it takes. And he just comes in so many different ways.
Boy, great pass, sets it up. Muscala straight away, bottoms that 3. 6 out of the 10 buckets. Look at that. You see the defense just so aware of what was acquired for Justin Patton from Dallas last year. SGA drives right down the lane and throws it down. The Magic with a hot shooting first quarter, 62%.
That they run some of the same actions, some of the same plays for LaMarcus Aldridge that they used to run for Tim Duncan.
Goodness. You got to double take this drive.
Yeah, this is called trickery. Okay, look at this. You know, he pumps up in the air and he shoots it while he's coming down. That's twice he's done that. Now, not just the Zach LaVine and Cody White show, excuse me, folks.
Looked like Alexander lost his balance. Is going to be an and 1 or a travel. It is an and 1 as Williams, the suspect there.
There's that clip on that right ankle of Shai. Excellent call by the official.
This time it's Horford at the top. SGA is going to have to make his move on ball. Steps back. Shot is good. SGA, shot clock winding down, and as Nick alluded to earlier, and Crowder must have thought that there was only a couple of seconds left on the shot clock. He had plenty of time, but he hoisted it up in a hurry. SGA back in. Is that going to be an and 1? It is. The foul on Bridges. The Thunder lead the NBA in drives a game on a lot of plays like that.
And right now, you know, he's just returning the favor. The Suns have had a couple of tough drives.
Horford back over to SGA. Trying to find an angle. Tough shot, and he got it to go, plus the foul.
Focus and concentration by number 2 in White.
So difficult. Michael Carter-Williams, a very good defensive player. As Dort, had a pass inside to Horford, able to keep it alive. And SGA, those long strides, and somehow spun it home. Some shiftiness with the left hand. Boy, this was really something.
Yeah.
Leonard this time sets it up as Batum. That's been his spot. Thunder want to get out and run. What does Pokuševski do? In transition, the long strides. And how about the slam? Through the first 3 quarters. And so we'll head to the 4th quarter. This is a little highlight play.
You're right, and he's got verticality. He's already got 18 points and 14 rebounds.
And SGA, well, you think he's going to drive, and instead pulls up for the outside shot, and he shows his distance. He's not far. He's listed at 6'11", 250. Alexander, tough step back. Blows out by Edwards, and that's not enough as he cans the 3 straight away.
As SGA splits the defense, sets it up. Jerome planted in the corner for 3, and perfect execution as he knocks down the shot. With some efficient offense so far, shooting it over 50% because of nice wide open looks that time.
Hill wheeling around. SGA trying to get the defense on its back foot, and a nice stop on a dime. Shai Alexander's got a second bucket. An early timeout called by Utah as the offense.
And because they're pushing the pace of this game, the Pels aren't sending a whole lot of guys to the basket.
Oh, what a cut, what a play. Baisley again the beneficiary as SGA found him underneath. Dort still dribbling. SGA this time behind the 3-point line, and he drains it. And if it seems like the Thunder haven't played a lot of home games, well, that's absolutely true. And a nice drive there from Shai Alexander, just right across the baseline, and he can pretty much knife his way anywhere.
So it was really great to just spend that kind of time with Hami.
Well, MLK day certainly an impactful day for everybody involved as the Thunder now on a 10-0 run after that Maladone layup.
Providing a little veteran presence for the Hawks, coming off the bench now, commanding this second unit. SGA, nifty move, springs free and gets the friendly bounce on the three. SGA had it knocked away momentarily, got it back after the steal from Reed. Underneath and somehow finds enough daylight to just squeeze it up and in.
Something that he did a couple of times in his last game. As SGA, tough step back, gets behind the line and knocks it down. Hand in the face from Bogdanovich, not a problem. On Sacramento, just always found a way to torment the Thunder, but good sign here for OKC.
You got TiVo, and this is live TV, so kids, so you can rewind that play.
Nice drive and kick. Horford gathers and connects on the three.
If you play in front of him, he'll throw the ball. They'll throw the ball over the top to try to get it to him as well.
Oh, SGA splits the double team attempt, drives right to the rim. How about the finish with the left hand?
Oh, beautiful.
How about this defensive recognition? He's got no chance when you give him that kind of hold.
And then he still had a lot of work to do, too, because the 7-footer, Valanciunas, was waiting on him at the rim. He said, excuse me.
A catch and finish all in one motion. And Zelenda's Cantor has bounced around. And how about Baisley on the catch and finish? The high hard one on the beautiful alley-oop attempt in transition. And he was a revelation a couple of years ago out of Utah. As SGA using those long strides and somehow scooped it up and had enough English to get it off the backboard. Coming out of a side out of bounds play like that as Shai Alexander somehow pushes it up over the rim.
Okay, I fouled him, and I'm just going to let him, fall out. If he misses both free throws, Thunder would gladly take that to possibly bring this to a single-digit game.
And SGA bisects the lane.
The Celtics, and man, he dropped 42 in the first game, 38 in the second. Both wins, playing his best basketball right now.
When he is healthy and he is motivated, and
this is your, just turning the corner. Look at Nicholas Batum. He's saying, okay, this guy knocked down a three the last time. I'm going to give him a little bit of space.
Shooter shoot.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what the Mavericks will continue to do. Man, look at this, man.
What a move. As Mike described, little up and under, twist and turn. That time he got Porzingis off balance. As the Thunder get to 50, you see the cleverness there of SGA. Got in deep, and the Thunder will set the offense.
That ankle must really be bothering Butler. I mean, you've seen him many times score inside as Horford gets inside as well. He smacked Wood upside the head trying to get that rebound. I like that. Very physical.
Well, you know where P.J. Tucker's going to be every time he's on the floor. There's nothing easy about it. See Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, not one but two Rockets players. Oh, those backdoor cuts. SGA again blows right by the defense. Spartans never stood a chance. Another layup for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Nice pass underneath, and it's Horford left all alone for the stop.
You just saw the three ball. How about that same man? We always like to say he's been in the rim. That's what it looks like to me too.
And if you're Oklahoma City here in the early going, Mike, you had that layoff, you had the limited time in the preseason. You're still trying to feel each other out a little bit. There's been such a limited amount. As you've seen that nice drive there from SGA. You see SGA here. This was that drive, banking it in. He can do it as well as anybody.
Last time these two teams met, you remember Kelly Olynyk just went crazy from downtown.
Pelted the Thunder with 5 threes. What a move inside. The spin and the scoop by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Up on it and just let it go. How about this here? Got one-on-one coverage from Duncan Robinson. Says, "Hey, where's your friend? Your friends at?"
If there's no help,
give Shai a little bit of credit. He's been drawing a lot of fouls and going a lot of trips to the free throw line as well.
This time, tough step back three, and he knocks it down. And we talked about it in the pregame. You think he's going to drive because he leads the NBA in drives per game, but
I believe it was Shamanich on that play.
SGA got down low, and what a finish. Through the contact, high off the glass. What he's going to do with the basketball in his hands, and this is what he can do. SGA had the step, avoids Fournier. That'll be a blocking foul. Count the bucket. So much awareness See the burst, the acceleration, just enough of a clip there.
Great defense by Paisley.
SGA, the long strides, just sidesteps the help defense and scores.
You can see why he was in the three-point shooting contest in the All-Star event.
So good. And how about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander again?
You got to make sure there's ball pressure out front on the passer. It's one of those things you just continue to work on as the season develops.
Oh, great play.
But boy, he can finish around the basket. One of the few players in the league averaging a double-double.
Well, is Horford feeling it? He still is from the outside, shooting a hot hand. Al Horford bombs away.
They missed a lot of points in that, a lot of shots in that paint.
There's Paisley again in the corner. This time skips it across SGA. And a nice move. Nice drive. Now SGA trying to drive on KD. KD with the length, but how about that slipperiness from SGA? Just a couple of extra moves there to spring free. For a possible three-point play, but boy, KD went for the shot fake, and that's just a great hesitation.
There was a guy, famous college coach named Pete Newells, won the Cal's only. I'll tell you, that tip is never about the tallest. It's always about who can get up in the air the quickest.
Slinging pass across the baseline, and George Hill's got 3 consecutive triples. That time from the corner. The Thunder been able to maintain control of this one since midway through the first. SGA, was it a foul? That's going to count. Took the bump from Okoro, who's having a miserable night defensively.
How do you make a shot like that? You hear the whistle, you get him up in the air, you don't really jump. Come on, man.
With SGA knocking down a shot right at the end of the first half after getting fouled. 7 seconds to go. Again, stops, pops, steps back, 3, and splashes it home.
Thunder and the Grizzlies going back and forth, exchanging artillery. SGA high-arcing 3, and he reins it in yet again. But my goodness, the eruption from behind the line here in this second half has been such a shooting display. Gilgeous-Alexander,
SGA down the lane and scoops it up and in. Beautiful reverse by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Free from behind, and SGA, boy, just enough of misdirection, and Joe Ingles has no chance.
That is remarkable from the center spot from Adams.
And that's going to count. An and one for SGA. He's going to go to the line for possible three-point play.
Well, look, he picked up his dribble as Alexander Walker hacked him on the drive. There it is right there. And Shai just continued gladly with a $1:20 to go here in this first half, folks.
Exactly a shooting display as, again, SGA down the lane. And this should be the final possession here of the first half. SGA bisects the paint. Beautiful pass inside, and Diallo with the nice guide in there. Thunder finally slow down the back door. Shot clock dwindling. Murray step back off. And in stride, here comes Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Trying to split the double, does so nicely. Beautiful move, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in transition. Darius Baisley, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander getting out on the run.
He's a pick and roll guy who likes to get to the rim and dunk a lot of his baskets.
And there is Gilgeous-Alexander attacking immediately, putting pressure on Trae Young as he scores inside. And when you go back to Wednesday night,
1 points, folks, here in this first half. 81 points.
Make it 83.
Wow. Throw like a hook pass. Lost control of it. Thunder will take that.
slow quarter here for OKC, but a nice play.
Let's kind of take over a little bit offensively. 10 points in the quarter with the basketball here with 5. Can he add to it? And he does. Boy, he got that friendly hop off the front of the rim.
If it doesn't get stripped, and you send a message to anybody trying to strip it, you got a hold of it.
SGA, nice pass on the bounce, and it's Paisley just outside the block. Nice play. SGA finds the open man. Prior to the miss on the previous trip to the line, that was a Trailblazers record. Here's another drive and kick. Open three. Muscala's got another one. I think he might have been surprised at just how wide open he was.
Kind of rushed it a little bit.
As SGA attacks right at his former teammate. Nice drive. Sort of a great compliment to Giannis. Doesn't quite have that sort of star cachet that so many that get to the All-Star game do, and somehow Shai Alexander, as SGA getting chased by Levine, and the scoop, and how about the spin? You could see it, Mike, spinning on the rim before it finally dropped in. 14 seconds, and like we saw a lot of this last year, and look at that, just spinning.
No, that's not called spinning. That's called English.
Are thrilled, and they're going to be a lot more thrilled if the Thunder here, Michael, can find a way to get a 2 or a 3 here with 6.9 seconds left.
Well, you practice this play, and you know, all you need is a 2 to tie the ball game.
Alder Muscala back to the basket, looking to distribute. Finds Shai. Shai steps back on the 3. On the run! At the buzzer! It is good! And Shai Alexander shatters the hopes of the Clippers here at Paycom Center with the big 3.
You talk about a dream shot. And sometimes you're the ball.
Sitting on the floor with a successful three-point basket.
And that, my friend,
Successful 3. Game over.
It is a 3 at the buzzer. The review says the shot counts, and it's at the buzzer. No time left. And a win for OKC, and SGA with a kiss goodnight to the Clippers. Plenty of time for Shai. Crosses the timeline. Stops on a dime. White slips, and Shai knocks it down. That is just unfair offense.
Breaks he put on here, folks, just to freeze the defense and then knock down the trifecta.
And a bucket could potentially go into the fourth quarter with a lead. SGA defended closely by Westbrook. Tough, step back, gets up the shot, banks it in for the lead! The third quarter, SGA show on full display from 26 down, up by 2. And it's back to a Thunder 3-point lead. Anthony drives, scoop, way off, Favors falling, and got it over to SGA. As OKC can put a little pressure on the Lakers with this offensive possession. That is a logo, SGA 3, and he knocks it down. What a shot on the L, 7 feet behind the three-point line.
And this is like rinse, wash, repeat. I'm just a little bit further out. And
You haven't seen him take a shot that deep yet.
Well, you know,
he just hasn't done it. Avery Bradley's waiting for him at the three-point line. Nobody's expecting him to take that shot, and he shocks the Staples Center with the biggest shot of the game.
And it was on the money from the minute it left his hands. And believe it or not, his foot was on the Lakers logo, folks.
That's his second, and he is the second Timberwolf into double digits. Shai once again going to work on McLaughlin on the step back, and he buries it. Separate from the defense.
Well, the Timberwolves say, we're going to let you go one-on-one. Come on, man. That dude's got family.
You know what? You can't teach discipline and hustle. That's just a great hustle. How about the eagle eye by Shai throwing a lob from half court? That's tough to do. How about the timing? That's not a set piece. That's just a read. Two guys looking at each other. Do you see me open? I see you open.
Alexander Walker to guard the inbounder. Giddy's got to get it in. No timeouts. The ball is inbounded to Shai. Temple did not foul, and Shai on the step back still buries the 3. And it's tied at 110 with 1.4 seconds.
And you know what's interesting about that? He was trying.
Oh, Graham! Count the bucket for the win. Devontae Graham walks it off.
Temple, look, he's trying to foul him right there. Woo, awfully close. As Shai knocks down, and before we can even talk about it, I mean, look, he's fouling, trying to foul him right there. There it is. And he kind of looked at the officials. Look, I'm trying to foul.
As Shai spins, realized that Adams was waiting for him, had to put up the shot, pulled the trigger, shot clock under 1, got it off in time, and that gives OKC its first lead of the night until this shot. As Shai, just a quick peek on the other side of the floor, Mike. We saw his shot clock was under 1.
And why not with a quick release?
And the coaching staff was hollering at him to shoot it.
Thunder have not had a bucket since the 3-minute mark. Now Shai with the ball in his hands. Defended by Wood. That was a theme in the first half. Puts up the shot, banks it in.
Kind of stall the Rockets offense while your offense was a little bit stalled.
Ouch. SGA stops, pivots, fades, shot, and the line drive goes in. Bouncing off.
On release, guys. One.
Man across the timeline, check the clock, puts his head down, goes right to the cup, and Shai on the putback got it up and in. And he got it in with 0.1 seconds, trailing by just one. Plenty of time, Shai with the tap in.
Good job of just staying with the play as Trey Mann took about 3.
The Thunder want to run some offense, but now time is dwindling. 4 to fire for Shai. Going to work on Vincent. Little step back 3. That's good.
How about this? I mean, little, step back and to the side. We had to see that.
The leading scorer in the game in the first quarter with 10 points. And SGA steps back with the first quarter coming to a close, and he buries the 3.
You've been firing missiles over my head all quarter. How about I take a chance and fire one back?
But the Thunder with time with 5. SGA across midcourt. Can he get up a shot? Has to quickly. Wiggins in the vicinity, and it does not matter as SGA buries it from 5 feet behind the line.
And when you leave the door open, this is what happens. Because this guy has been here before. It's Groundhog Day.
And he got it off in time. Wiggins giving him extra.
Thunder out of fouls. Hayward spins into traffic and pays the price. Giddey looks to track it down. And finds Gilgeous-Alexander and one. Oh, that was sensational.
And Shai will calmly wind down this clock. Gives it a look. Being hounded by Brogdon, a good defensive player. Now he spins into the shot, and he got the roll. So calm, so collected. With that foul call on Satoransky. SGA looking for another 3. Oh, yeah!
Evade several defenders.
Oh, Giddey, good anticipation. Just took it away, 2-on-1. Gives it up to Wiggins. Went through his hands. There's the pass to Shai, and Shai with the guided slam.
I mean, maybe not textbook, but it's a fast break. You got guys running the floor. We talked about getting those fast break points, and you get...
As opposed to being focused necessarily on whether the ball's going in the basket or not. We've seen more of that from him throughout the course of this season. The steals, the hustle, the rebounding, doing all the little things for this team.
A free throw.
I tell you, he's like the Terminator. He's going to keep coming in there. Other guys are starting to master that, as Nick just said, just working on it. It's by design. It's not like it's something he does, instinctively. Look at there it is again. Let's see if we get the same result. Hello.
And the help defense, and right on cue, Michael, that is the sidestep 3 for SGA, who is over 40% on threes. Is 3 minutes in. And the Pelicans with Hernan Gomez going inside, but he got met at the top at the summit. Robinson Earl and Shai in the vicinity. Exceptional offense and defense.
Well, you remember last year, he just beat you off the dribble and then beat you up in the paint and finish. And just show that the player development is there for him as the Thunder will get on the board with their first 3, fearlessly going to the basket. And man, you talk about a guy being all alone.
He's going below those screens. And now Shai takes it away from Middleton. Sends it ahead, and Baisley goes at Giannis and hangs in the air long enough. Antetokounmpo, and you see the swipe down by Shai.
Well, and that's just good team defense. You always hear us say, folks, you never play defense on an island.
And Griffin, not quite the same player that he was when he was putting up 20 a game with the Clippers. SGA wants to step back 3 and eyes it and knocks it down. He's all over the floor, and then you've got the outside touch. SGA knocking it down deep.
With Jared Allen and Evan Mobley.
LeVert in traffic, coughs it up again. Giddey, the wraparound, Shai the dunk! Oh, that's spectacular!
At the Bulls the other night. How about this here by the rookie, Josh Giddey, behind the back? You can see why he leads his team in assists with plays like that as he goes coast to coast and find a guy who can finish. You got the right guy taking the three because Curry has been white hot here in this second quarter.
And this is going to be a blocking foul.
And Shai just kept going, took the contact. What do? You always play what to the whistle. Look at that, man.
He's a big-time dunker as that pass got picked off. Fournier anticipating, jump the passing lane, but the Thunder get back defensively and just swallow him up. Shai blocks the shot out of bounds.
Getting off in a fast break opportunity. This is something they're not comfortable with. That's why you get the shot block.
It's effective for Holmes. That's where he does his damage, below the free throw line. More of a traditional center than a stretch center.
I think that's a skill shot. How about this? You got to do exactly like Mr. Roby. Put a little stank on it.
Trying to check Gordon out on the perimeter. And he gives it up to Tate. Went right through Tate's legs. And that is a Rockets turnover. The Thunder out on the run. And it's Lou Dort. An easy guide up in over the rim.
And how about this? Your first play of the game comes off your defense, creating offense in transition. Thunder did a good job of that the other night against the Heat. Just continue to score the basketball. Get your stops. You got a full quarter of basketball left here. Shai lines up a three ball, and he'll tell you, folks, that net didn't.
This time, Shai, a little spinning move on the perimeter, follows his miss, goes right by Jokic and powers that one down.
Offense, and here's another blow by.
Let him shoot it, please.
He calls his own miss.
This is what he did a lot in the game against the Houston Rockets. Spins on Stewart, nice pass inside to Josh Giddey. Thought he got clipped from behind, but a little left-handed layup is good. That's why you gotta just stay glued to him at all times. And Lowry rolls the pass right to SGA. 3-on-1 for the Thunder. It is Poku has got his second slam.
Once again, you're forcing the Heat into a bottleneck defensively. That's leading to more.
Got out on the fast break. A rare fast break. As the Thunder, one of the best. But it's SGA bisecting the lane for the rim rocker.
That's the only way you can block my shot, like Shai just did. You got to get it before I get up in the air. Now this here is just saying, all right.
41.5 a game. So got to be ready for it. Nice stab and a takeaway on Towns. Thunder trying to create numbers. SGA is going to get fouled. And that's going to be in a continuation. And he's going to get the and one.
If you don't hit a whistle, keep playing. Yeah, that's a good call. He did not put his dribble.
As his offense has really ticked up this year. Was under 10 points. And Shai comes right back and rips the cords from downtown.
For the Thunder, they got 10 makes already on the night. And you know, he's one of those guys. He'll figure it out because they'll keep going to him in that corner. And, you know, you got other shooters on the floor. Now, there's no Mike Conley tonight.
Let it fly from deep. But a good start. 3-point game.
That's not pretty. That's purty. I'm talking about, you know, I mean, just stepping back with confidence.
Barnes coughs it up. Odd man rush. Dort. Hard drive to the rim. He went right into the body of Siakam.
San Antonio's first couple of points in second chance variety. Shai's got daylight and a dunk.
You know, that's what he does.
Known for his outside shooting, but so far been able to find those creases in the lane. As SGA will get fouled by Mitchell, and they're going to count it. That'll be an and one. Much needed free throws because this violates what the NBA constitute as game decorum. Well, usually it's Giddey setting up his teammates with all those assists. As Shai off the deck pulls up and drills the three. We're so accustomed to seeing him just continue right to the rim. But Dinwiddie, who's been late defensively.
Finney Smith's short.
All of a sudden, the Mavericks are shooting blanks after that hot start. Oh, what a shot that time. Wow, took a lot of contact twice on that play. You know, his drives to the basket are really very physical. Teams that rely on it heavily.
Nice cut.
Show up, and that's a good show up there as well. A little give and go. Just have to find out at some point in time. This is a nice basketball. Sometimes when your offense is being bottled up, just make the simple play, but not a give.
Let's check in with Paris.
Thanks, Chris. 10 threes from Houston in that first half, and I spoke to Thunder assistant coach Mike Wilkes at the half.
For Minnesota. The top two picks from the 2015 NBA draft is going to give them continuation.
You always play to the whistle, okay? just keep going. Man, how did he do that? I mean, it's like a shot I practice in horse, and then I twist my ankle at the end. Man, my goodness. That's just great body control.
9 out of 12 prior to that miss.
They're finally missing a few shots, and the Thunder have knocked down a few threes just to kind of loosen the bolts up.
Shai on the step back, and OKC has made 2 in a row.
I'd like to say the latter is Jokic. He's very skilled. He just waits for you to make a mistake.
As smart and crafty as it gets, Michael, and then he combines it with that skill.
Could have taken the runner, instead passed it over to Green, and Green with another slam. Oh, beautiful cut. And this time it's Robinson Earl's turn.
It's just, you know, when he gets around that basket, you just don't know what he's going to do. SGA's saying.
Still a 3 possession difference. White stripped. Shai in the open court. Look out below. 6-point game.
How about this? The poke away from behind. That's an old school move, but this is a new school slam by Shai.
Shai looking for an opening. And he had the step and the score as he got by Fox. Very patient play by Gilgeous-Alexander.
How about this? I mean, Fox, good job, but Shai is very determined. He's going to wait.
Under by a bucket early. Favors rolling and rumbling to the rim for the dunk. Gorgeous setup by Shai.
Just kind of flipping the script on Philly.
Oh, SGA stops on a dime. Sweet play as he's now got 8 in the game.
We talked about at the top of the broadcast. No Jalen Green. He's been pressed into service by default at that point guard position.
Oh, nice finish. Shai once again runs into 8. You just see Michael, his presence. He's so big, so large, but Shai able to pull him out.
And look how he just freezes for a second, surveys the defense, and he knows he's already got Aiden in his pocket. He's just waiting for the defense to make a mistake. That time they look the other way. He just looks comfortable, man. And it's just, you know, this is something we're starting to get used to.
And you've been used to that. The drive of SGA had the step on Ojale. This game's starting to level out a little bit, and the Thunder offense finding a...
Oh, look at that. That's a nice crossover, man.
With Holmes protecting the rim, decided to push it back out to the perimeter. And SGA got that screen. Now faces up on Barnes. Left hand, running layup off the glass is good.
JRE gets his first bucket. How about this? This is sweet.
5 in a row for OKC. Back on top by 4. 5.5 to go. Shai, step back, wants the 3, and got the 3.
You talk about ring around the Poise. He's a pocket full of that. How about that from SGA, a 3-ball where it matters most. And good job, too, forcing Derek White to shoot mid-range shots. He's a 3-point shooter. As Shai shows you, he's also a 3-point shooter.
LA just didn't have anything going offensively with the Thunder slowly inching back. That's going to miss. Oh, SGA steps back, even a little surprise from him.
He's still with the basketball, still dribbling. Now skips it up and turns it over. A lot of dribbles by Westbrook on that possession.
Well, they did a good job of just keeping bodies in front of them. He lines up a 3-ball. Man, I tell you, that net didn't even move.
Really struggled when his offense disappeared. And this is that shot from SGA.
In that game, the help defense was exceptional as there is a turnover. Pokashevsky took it away. SGA looking for a teammate, and he finds one in Roby as he gave him that bounce pass on the weak side.
Just real quickly, this is something the Thunder were able to do against the Nuggets a couple of nights when they had that big massive win in Denver. Get out in transition.
Eldon Johnson, another one of those players out of Kentucky. I guarantee most people did not know he went to Kentucky.
SGA puts his head down, takes the bump from Eubanks, and he will head to the line for a possible 3-point play.
With getting by the primary defender, secondary defender doesn't have a chance.
And the Pelicans turn that halftime deficit into a 4-point lead. Alexander Walker caught it, drives, collapsed on, back outside, shot clock at 3. And we're starting to see a little more aggression here in the second half from John Morant. But Shai, he's got a little aggression of his own, just completely dismissing that Memphis defense.
We need scores. Well, Shai said, I'm doing the same thing here. Getting by your big man, or an early shot in the shot clock. It's kind of like the tempo they want to play at.
SGA goes right by Christian Wood. Count it, and a foul on the reverse. This one might have been the toughest.
How does he keep ending up on Shai? I mean,
right, every possession, he's defending him.
He's a tough cover for anybody. You talk about 6'10" against 6'6".
His stroke from three.
And those kind of shots will lead to fast break opportunities for the Thunder.
Oh, and the and one coming up for Shai as he put his head down, took the foul.
Unwrap that right now because it's leading to fast break opportunities. Phoenix's defense is not set. When they're set, they're pretty good. Montrezl Harrell plays like Shaq in the modern day game.
Micro Shaq. Darius Baisley elevates at the rim.
Career high 29 points, 11 made field goals, also career high. And how about this, man? I mean, he's on the backside of the defense. They all got, got caught watching the paint dry. And you see,
it's been Duncan Robinson on a personal 9-0 run, Michael.
Well, you brought up a stat to me. Can you share that with me again about his shooting percentage?
JRE was open, wanted to swing it back up to the top. Jerome drives, pivots outside, and Shai's got himself a three.
And how about that? A shot attempt. NBA's leading scorer.
Just crazy. He has not scored in the last 3 fourth quarters. What a slithery drive from SGA.
Baisley is in on the attack. Good ball movement. Middle is open, and Gilgeous-Alexander says, "Don't mind if I do."
How about this? I mean, Shai just, he gets a beeline to the basket. Doesn't try to, get fancy with it. Just goes right down.
Guarding up 8 points in that run by the Pacers.
Again, it's Shai going right into Jackson. With that foul call on Satoransky. SGA looking for another three. Oh, yeah! But it's going to stay with the Nets. There's a drive. And a nice defensive play. Here comes Shai. He's going to get stripped, and they're going to call a foul.
And then again here, Shai just tearing another page out of what he just saw from JRE.
Shai with that three-point play. Now surveying the floor. Goes to work, stops, pops, pulls up, takes another foul, and another bucket is good as he's going to go right back to the line.
And this is umano, and most of the time he's going to win that battle.
As Maladone waits for his teammates to catch up to him. Did not want to go 1-on-4. SGA, he's had to move the entire third, and it continues.
How about this, folks? I mean, come on. Make it do what it do, baby. Dancing with the basketball.
Did you see how far off Jackson was? He was 7 feet away.
You know why?
On his heels.
Because you know that he can get to the rim.
And so they go inside. Hernan Gomez playing that 5 spot with Valanciunas out of the game. And the help defense came over, and Shai met him at the apex to block the shot. Well, the defense, and you said, Michael, the help defense has been on time.
And there it is. That's nice. That's a second one. And that's what I like about the team right now. You've seen these interchangeable parts with them.
Oh, and Baisley just muscles it up over Keldon Johnson. He's going to back-to-back three-point plays and using that strength. And there's one of those slips.
And here's that fearlessness I'm talking about. He knows he's going to get hit. You just know it because when you drive and dive hard. But the last 5 out of his 6 games, he's averaging over 33 points a game. So you talk about the balance and the evolution of his game and how he's able to do it.
There's another assist that you can add to that total, which is already, and it's taken away. Here is Harden. Harden runs right into the body of Kenrich Williams. They're going to let that one go. As Giddey, he spots up for 3 and drains it from the outside.
He's been the stabilizer with 4 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. That time, Gilgeous-Alexander jumps into the passing lane again. Giddey has daylight and a finish inside.
Disrupting the team's offense. Here it is again. Starts with that steal by Shai. That may be his 3rd one of the quarter.
You see SGA, boy, he's being chased, double teamed. Now Draymond Green recovers back into the paint. SGA, boy, what a tough step back. Aims, fires, and hits the 3. Boy, how about the degree of difficulty on that step back?
You know what I'm going to say? That's nasty, man. Just a nice step back and separation with footwork. I mean, he's not even looking at his feet. He's looking at that rim. There was 127 free throws attempted between the 2 teams. Man, what a great statistic. Ooh.
I feel bad for whoever had to call that game on the radio.
Yeah, how about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander calling back?
Defense that we've seen from the last couple years with Tom Thibodeau, and he's Thunder not yet in the bonus. Want to run an offensive set. Shai, little hesitation, got right to the rack.
The defense is asleep because everybody's looking at him right now. Little crossover, quick action. There's that little swipe. Easy call for the officials. Well, I think you have to respect his ability to knock down the three-point shot. Giddy does a good job of just holding his ground against Gordon on the drive. That's going to become another turnover for the Rockets. See if the Thunder can cash in those chips. Thunder are currently on finishing a 4-game trip tonight here.
Shai ties it. OKC showing a burst here. It's deadlocked at 19 in the final 2 minutes.
Get this, the Thunder have 40 points right now in the paint.
Shai getting downhill. Got grabbed by Barnes, played through it, spun it home off the glass, and an and one coming up as this big first half continues. The Nuggets have no answer right now for the offense of that man.
A lot of it's coming on plays like this, downhill basketball.
The Nuggets have no answer right now for the offense of that man.
A lot of it's coming on plays like this, downhill basketball. I don't want to see your ankles. It's too cold outside of Detroit.
Don't worry,
I don't think you want to see mine either.
As Lou Dort spots up and drills the three. SGA, beautiful slip pass to a cutting Josh Giddey right at the rim. He's got his second layup. But Minnesota's got the advantage at the free throw line and the three-point line as Pokuševski faces up and scores as Shai is returned and immediately found him on that nice pass. Bain stepping behind the arc, no good. And Shai with his head down, charges right up to the rim, bisecting the lane for the slam.
He was 2 now with that last one by McDermott.
That helps. Excellent hit ahead by Gilgeous-Alexander, and Wiggins on the payoff end. Dort side out on his 3rd foul, but the strip allows Wiggins the easy slam.
Much different from the Houston team that was in the Western Conference Finals in 2018. There's a steal. 3-on-1 for OKC. Baisley dumps it off. SGA will have the easy slam. Tying the game at 56. Shai's pass beautifully done right to Muscala, crashing the rim.
Dort utilizing the crossover. Never protect the rim well. There's Shai on the secondary attack. Gorgeous finger roll.
Now Dallas is not really a shot blocking team without
roster building.
And when you got 2 teams this young, it must be a scouting nightmare because you really just don't know. As Shai gets on the board with a tough left-handed layup, man, he lays that ball up with his left hand.
Little mismatch. See the Lakers wanting to get it into Carmelo in the post. Bradley got swatted away from behind by Shai, and JRE is able to save it from going out of bounds.
He's very solid coming off the bench the other night with those 9 points. Also did a good job of helping the team out on rebounding with 8 rebounds.
5th turnover by Denver. Odd man a rush. Sarr gives it right back to Baisley.
Against one of the top teams in the Western Conference. This is where the Thunder at their best. Playing fast break basketball. That's just one of those shots to make the defense play you honestly.
And Shai again jumps the entry pass. Second time he's done that in this game. Wiggins open wing 3. Yes!
Young players watch that play right there. He's had a couple already. Not trying to finish at the rim against the big fellow. Nice good deflection and steal by Shai.
3-on-1 for OKC. It's Baisley.
And how they're doing it on the defensive end. A couple of back-to-back steals, as you mentioned, partner. And this is what they're leading to. Dunk shot on one end. Muscala steals the pass. This is what happens with Baisley getting out in transition.
Thanks with all that size. Big thing here is where the Thunder catch this. Shai gets it, spins away, baseline shot. Shai puts it in and walks it off in OKC. Kissing the Blazers goodnight. To cap off an incredible game on an incredible night. Shai so comfortable, so smooth. And he's got himself a game winner.
And tell me if that's not an all-star move. You put the game ball in the hands of your best player
How about the pass by J-Dub? Just to get it to him and just enough time to get that shot off as the clock goes to zeros. That ball's going through the net.
What a play, what a finish. And the hand held high on the sideline, ready to trigger it in, which he does so to Shai. Shai gives the clock a check. Checked up by Matthews. Wants the step back three. On the way, and Shai knocks it down for the lead.
And this is a gutsy play by Shai, knowing that the defense is going to collapse. Look at Lopez underneath the basket waiting, and he finds nothing but net. My goodness. You talk about a crunch time play by a big time player. You got it right there, folks. Number 2 in the sunset jersey for his 37th point.
What a way to punctuate an exceptional night for an incredible player. SGA so calm, so poised. The reaction from Matthews says it all. 2 to tie, 3 to take the lead. Shai checks, steps back, 3-point shot on the way. He's good with 1.1 seconds left.
In the hands of the right man. And the right man is that man right there in blue, wearing number 2. As he just splashes the tray ball.
Almost identical to the step back shot that he made against the Milwaukee Bucks a week and a half ago that gave OKC the late lead. Trae Young doing most of his damage in the second half. And Shai goes inside, slices right through the Atlanta defense, powers it down, plus the foul.
And how about this all-star move here? Man, on a spin, it's hard to get up in the air that quick, especially when there's so much traffic.
The Nuggets were just trying to get back on defense. The ball was plopped out there. Muscala in transition. No, Baisley missed the follow jam. Shai, he'll take it up, climb the ladder and put it down.
Have come close than they've been in a long time.
See what happens here. Giddey has to get it in. Shai flashes, catches. Gordon on a little flyby, and Shai banks it home to regain the lead for OKC.
A perfect storm for this team that's been executing like this all season long. Why not now? As he got Gordon to go for the bite on the shot fake, and still was a tough finish for SGA with his 34th point.
Gordon has been harassing him the entire fourth quarter, just has not been giving up anything on this end. Shai, a brilliant night with a brilliant play when it matters most. Just incredible patience. And the Thunder trying to close it out. Already with the lead. Shai sets it up. How about J-Dub? Another two-handed stuff.
And Vucevic is one of those guys. He's being preoccupied with Mike Muscala. Guess what?
So an opportunity to really close out this third quarter. What has already been a strong quarter. Thunder have outscored the Nuggets by 17. Shai dismisses Davon Reed, puts him on the deck, and then puts it in.
And how about Shai? Stop, pop.
Shai with Caruso waiting. He'll make his move, leans into it, has to put it up, does so, beats the buzzer, and it's going to count.
Shot is under review.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, clutch when it counts, finishing through contact, giving the Thunder the lead going into the second.
Shai's got 7 in a row, going to work on Bullock, good defensive player. Bullock pressuring him outside. Shai gets to his spot, leans in for it, and he's going to get the bounce to close out the quarter. 9 to close out the quarter for the Thunder, stifling Dallas's idea for a third quarter comeback. And so we will head to the fourth, and just like that, the Thunder
listening to Eleno do his work here. Folks, he's been here a long time. You saw one of the best.
And Shai's been one of the best this year. Shai directing traffic. Spins, fades, shot is going to beat the buzzer, and it's going to count.
A lot of contact on that play, too. No problem. Not allowing the Thunder to pull away too far. No more than that 9-point lead.
Shai puts his head down a little Euro step into the scope and score.
Wow.
Payne had it knocked away, and now there's time for OKC on the turnover. Shai checks it, goes right to the cup, banks it home! And the foul!
Yeah, actually, it was by the guy right here that's going to make this terrific finish as the quarter comes to an end in this third quarter. SGA, he's got an and one. Official's going to double check this.
The previous play has been reviewed to see if the foul occurred prior to the expiration of time.
Now with 7 on the timer, it's Aldama. Picked up his dribble, cross-court pass now to Giddey. He's going to have to make a move right back to Shai. Shai got a little flyby, puts up the 3, and beats the buzzer and knocks it down.
With under 5 seconds, Shai across midcourt. He veers right, step back 3 on the way, and SGA right over Van Vliet and right before the horn.
There is Pokashevsky, swings around for the 3, no good. JRE got it off in time. Kenrich rips it away. Someone's going to have to put it up at Shai straight away. Count it.
I was holding my breath the entire time.
He's come up with different ways to describe it. As the Thunder gets a steal here, Isaiah Joe getting the steal, getting it out in the open floor.
Threw it to Wiggins. Wiggins did not have his head turned. Did so at the right time, and it leads to that vicious flush.
On this possession, Isaiah Joe gets the steal here, passes it up ahead to Aaron Wiggins, and finds Shai cutting through the middle of the floor. That is a heads-up play by Aaron Wiggins, who has been
You know, such a smart player, got great hands, nice cut by Shai, and a nice pass by Giddey. Sometimes you got to do that every now and then if you're SGA, just, you know, keep the Trailblazers out of rhythm. Nice little backdoor cut.
At over 11 rebounds per game, and the Hawks really suffered when he missed a bunch of time with a calf injury. Shai takes a little contact on the arm, and he will go to the line. Road against Sacramento and Denver. A lot of plays like this.
Yeah, there's that arm, that time not vertical.
Gonna want to find a way to get a little rhythm here offensively. That looping 3 from Shai blocks in. Pretty shot. As at some point, Miami's gonna have to start missing. Shai, boy, eyeing that 3. He's been very selective. Career 3.
Yeah, he's got to be able to do that. Oh, how about the block that time by SGA on Embiid at the rim?
28-year-old, and Shai with that help defense adding to what is already an impressive block total.
And that's why he's one of the top blocking guards.
Şengün, despite the size, can distribute the basketball, and the Rockets turn it over again.
A couple of them done by Şengün. How about this pass here? Laser pass. We're not talking about from Josh Giddey.
And this Warriors team starting to play with a little urgency. They did not get off to a good start this season. They played terribly on the road. SGA off another turnover and feeds it up, and there is Wiggins.
This is what the Thunder have been able to do here in this homestand. This is game number 6 of consecutive, being able to create their own offense.
No open looks or any kind of shooting pockets for Washington.
He's already got a block.
Shai going to have an open lane for the rim rocker and the easy slam.
He is one of the hardest working men in the association, folks. Playing on both sides of the basketball. Doesn't always get that kind of easy. Good shot for him, too. And he had nowhere to go. Just made a tough shot.
Former Oregon Duck, and Shai with the step back. How about that? Little offensive drought, and he does so fresh off the bench. Ross beats Joe off the dribble. How about Shai came over and swatted it away?
Down the stretch here, these last few games, they're trying to hang on to that 5th spot in the Western Conference. It's his ability to put the ball on the floor and still be a scorer.
Nice pass inside. Shai knew right where Wiggins was. Exhale after Batum misses a corner 3, and Shai always has an outlet.
But you know, when he gets away from one man, he has another guy waiting on him.
8 weeks, and then at that point, he will be reevaluated with that left leg injury. And so that's why Jay Will's also getting the start. There's a turnover. It's the run out to SGA, and he got by everybody.
Davis finishes it.
Inside, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander elevates for the jam.
Thunder off to the races, which is what they want to do in this game.
Shai got around a good defender, and Finney-Smith then takes the bump, counted it a foul.
He's not a shot blocker. He's one of those position shot blockers. That time trying to come away from under the basket. A little bit too much contact on SGA.
Kuminga behind his back, dumps it off. Loney
was rejected. Rejected out of bounds by Shai.
He plays on one end, but hey, folks, guess what? He can play on the other, too. That's his third block of the night.
Just a spectacular player for the Nuggets. Is Murray able to slice his way to the rim? No good. Here comes Shai. Thunder trying to get out and run. Pushes it ahead. Robinson Earl with the power punch in transition. It was on point. Thunder on the run. There's another pretty pass. This time it was SGA to JRE.
I mean, you have to know how to absorb the contact, otherwise you could get hurt. There's a Portland turnover by Watford as Shai trying to push the pace. Goes right by Arcidiacono. No resistance, and Shai's got himself the slam.
When you don't get that, hear that whistle, keep playing. This is not a whistle play here, but this is what the Thunder have been able to do.
A lot of free throws, folks.
You gonna clear out Homeland of all their popcorn for the next week, Mike? Oh, as Shai plays through it. Count the bucket plus the foul.
7 points already in this first quarter. That's a tough finish. That's why this guy's an all-star. There's very few players can make that kind of play.
Previously, Shai, 12 feet away, throws it away.
Reddish, a deflection. Quickly on the drive, goes inside, blocked by Gilgeous-Alexander.
And these shots are not easy. That's the second step back that he's had in the first quarter.
Well, and they're contested, and you can live with that.
Boy, how about the passing on display? And it leads to a giddy three that rattles home.
Takes 2 reporters to make up 1 Michael Cage. We miss you, Mike.
Right, we do miss you, Mike. We know you're watching at home.
Yeah, hope you feel better, Mike.
Good defense on the first possession. JRE starts it and finishes it on the other end with the two-handed stop on SGA. Here's that first bucket forced by the turnover.
I love this defense to offense moment here for the Thunder because it took one guy to get the deflection.
The turnover. He just knew, all right, it's my time.
Shai getting downhill. Then goes up right over House for the slam. Get to the rim, including this one from SGA.
Absolutely. Just getting above the rim. Just to make sure, puts it down. Now, a lot of times players want
the Thunder had to slow down Damian Lillard after his 20-point first quarter on Friday, as Shai's going to barrel in and take a bump from Jones. That one drops in.
How about this? Took a little contact.
Are Highsmith and Orlando Robinson. So not a ton of choices for Eric Spoelstra.
Oh, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander gives the Thunder the lead.
Plays with so much joy. There's a backdoor cut. Josh Giddey on the backside elevates for the jam, and it's a quick 5-0 start. Been patiently waiting. Then he telegraphed the pass intended for George as it was taken away by SGA. Another turnover, and how about the left-hand flip?
To the tune of 25 points. Already off to a great start here. Whenever you steal it out front, you create your own offense.
It has been impressive to watch. Ball movement sets it up. Tatum thought about the three, and the diagonal pass got picked off. Here's SGA. Goes diagonal right to the rim, and he'll put it home. Former coach of the Toronto Raptors, where he spent 7 years. Shai got inside and scores. Counted as a foul.
He really gets lost with him because he's got that mixed bag of tricks, man. He's got that offbeat street game.
And anytime you got CJ McCollum, getting the ball out of his hands because he's going to be looking to do a lot of the scoring load. SGA slices and dices his way to the basket. Shooting 44% from the field. The total package. How about that pass there with a total package of SGA.
To force teams into that mid-range, and this Suns team is just going against the analytics here.
Playing to their strengths. There's a strength from SGA. The steal leads to the run out, and J-Dub goes right to the cut and scores.
Here's a look at how the Thunder's been able to get out in the open floor. It started on the defensive end. A lot of activity, a lot of active hands.
Ultimately rewards OKC after the jump ball. He got way up there. Now driving on Eason, leans into it, plus the foul. Even with the size of Eason, able to maintain that control.
Yeah, and he's having a moment like Jay Will had earlier in the quarter. On the defense, one end, tying up Shingun, winning the jump ball. That's a turnover that goes to the right.
There's one foul called. SGA
Boy, just totally detached from Clarkson, took him right out of the picture. 3-point shot.
Well, they're doing a good job of making good decisions with the basketball, feeding off of each other. And Shai back in uniform.
The Lakers team that, with all those lofty aspirations at the beginning of the season, doing whatever it can to try to get it back into the playoff picture, is Lou Dort from the outside. This is the front end. They're going to play again tomorrow night against the San Antonio Spurs. Valanciunas, you see him trying to use his strength, but he spun right into the turnover. Shai trying to start that 3-on-1. There is Jalen Williams inside as he scoops it home.
This is that play moments ago. Digging down, helping out the big was SGA. This is home just enough time, as you mentioned the other night, to do laundry.
Shai on the drive, counted in a foul.
That's a tongue twister.
It got me there for a second.
And these are the kind of buckets that the Thunder want right there.
Jay Will said, look, man, you haven't done your scouting report, but I can knock the shot down.
What's fascinating is it wasn't really something that they expected coming in.
I'll tell you one thing, folks. This is what, game 73, I believe, tonight? Correct me if I'm wrong, partner?
Correct.
Just 9 remaining, and how about this? SGA steals the ball and goes coast to coast. He'll track meet from this point on. He had a pretty fast guy chasing him. Just kind of hesitated just a minute to make sure he made the shot.
Minute 34, OKC took Jalen Williams out of Arkansas. Now, these rookies may be new to the organization, but Coach Dagnall told us that these guys came into training camp.
Want to back him down. Tough fadeaway, not a problem. So smooth for Shai. The rebound of Jalen Williams. The Thunder had the 10-point lead at halftime. Giddey on the hit ahead. Lets the defense go by. Josh Giddey, that's 4 quick points.
What's that guy right there? Just lowered that shoulder, put it into the body, and scored the bucket.
And now he creates this steal with the long arms and then spins it home.
He's now into double digits. You said, Michael, he's blowing right past his season average. Shai right into that Pelicans defense. Not a problem. Takes the bump. +1.
Both teams put up a ton of points. It was the Thunder that was the more composed team down the stretch. Sent Minnesota the loss. Only loss that Minnesota had after leading going into the fourth quarter. There is Shai.
SGA on that one. That's been the calling card so far for the Timberwolves, is getting in the paint.
Shai, bounce pass, and how about JRE?
For a better shot for your teammate was Jay Will on that play.
And Shai just reached in and took it right away. Swiped it away from Fox 2-on-1. Giddey charges right to the cup and finishes it off.
Well, there's 15th point. Giddey right across the baseline, but couldn't get the reverse. So Shai drives in, little lollipop. And Mark Dagnall thought it might have been a interference, but it drops in.
They're going to put their stick with their best defender on Shai, Royce O'Neal.
Tough fadeaway shot, not a problem. SGA takes the contact and puts it in.
6 out of 13. Simons bounces off of Wiggins. A little short on the mid-range. Once again, really trying to push the pace. SGA spins on Simons and then guides it home.
They cut off the drive of SGA, forgot about Mike, and then SGA.
Boy, he has been a force for Milwaukee here in the second half.
Shai off the trampoline, got above the rim.
By Lopez, and then here's the dunk and one, outside of the blue room. I mean, it was just terrific, about as terrific as that right there by Shai, who was there also. Got a chance to meet privately.
Shai's able to rip it away on the baseline, trying to start the break. He'll keep it himself and slam it down. Murray bounces and coughed it up. This should be an easy deuce for Shai, and it is.
The first swing, and they got into rhythm early, and the Thunder doing what they do best, strip the basketball, get out in transition. 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, and 500 assists. That's he's the youngest, second youngest to LeBron James. That's going to be an and one as Shai got hacked on that play by Jeff Green. And watch here at the end, he's just going to wind up and just kind of slap across. In my opinion, that's just a basketball play. He missed the ball and hit Shai in the head.
So if you were the one that was providing the ruling for this particular play, you'd say common foul.
Common foul, yeah. But I'm not wearing the stripes, though.
Get to the line.
And that's going to happen as his career continues to develop. How about that, man? That block by Shai.
on Zach LaVine.
No guard has more blocks than he does, and there is J-Dub finishing off the fast break, and it started on the defensive end. Thunder in a 5-point hole here with not a lot of time left. Ball back, batted over to the sideline, picked up by Joe. He'll launch the three and knock it down. Big time sequence off that jump ball. Shai trying to go to work on Dosunmu. Spins, nice finish. Just so quick, so crafty with the ball. Dosunmu last year.
Take a look at this spin move by Shai. It happened so quickly, Dosunmu doesn't even know what to do. He doesn't have a chance to.
Trey Mann will let Shai operate. Goes right by Hardaway Jr. off balance, somehow flung it up and it goes in, plus the foul.
Take a look at this, folks. There's that blow, keeps his balance, takes the contact. Sometimes you never know, you just throw it up there. But then again, this guy does this all the time, folks. That's what all stars do. He's pretty crafty off the bounce.
SGA, game clock at 2, steps back, wants the three to beat the buzzer, and does beat the three.
Evan Mobley, three-pointer from moments ago. SGA says, I'll do you one better. Shot clock winding down.
Three-point basket.
As he makes it look so easy.
Just enough of a contest. It looked like the rookie Jang stuck his nose in there. The pass up ahead, and it's JRE. Nice finish.
Good fast break. He's himself alone. Moments ago, SGA pushing a fast break over to JRE.
Nothing but air. And the cut, Abaji, and what a block from Shai, who met him at the summit.
How about this, man? Access denied.
It's the second consecutive time. Paul races into the spot, didn't get it. The tip by Biyombo, no good. And Shai trying to get out on the run, hard. And how about SGA going right to the rack?
Giddy trying to pierce that defense. Backdoor cut, nice move. It's Shai hanging in the air long enough.
Man, took contact too. Was able to finish.
So how about Trey Mann coming off the bench? Solid first half. There's a steal. Now SGA is going to try to win the race on Barnes. Dismisses him, bumps off, and the finger roll.
Coach Dagnall told me that this has been a very encouraging sign because the offensive glass has been a big area of emphasis for this group. And as a smaller team, playing with some force, just playing through contact to get to the rim.
Speaking of getting to the rim, there is an open lane as SGA right down Broadway for the dunk. Get up the pace. We got some early offense here. Cambridge Fieldhouse sets the screen for Lillard. Dives to the bucket. Pass got deflected, intended for him. And Shai hits it ahead, and Giddy in transition will get the Thunder on the board.
There's that disruption on defense we were talking about. You got to be able to get a few of those early. And one of them at the start, late in that fourth quarter, was that three-pointer by Kenrich Williams.
Another one was SGA. What a pass inside. Slipped it right to Kenrich Williams, so he's at a three outside.
Get up in the air. Now, how about this here? We always say, you know, this man is dangerous when he picks up his dribble.
Oh! Well, you got to go through the road trip. Now you get rewarded with some time at home. Paisley steps into it and powers it down. I think that SGA is locked up. Look at that. Not one, two players right around him. He'll give it up.
So you have to be cognizant of how they get their points a lot of times.
That is over 82%. Shai on the backdoor cut. Nice dish, nice finish. So Kevin Porter Jr. trying to put that down with authority. And there's that patent shot from Shai where he stops on a dime and pulls up in the mid-range.
And that's why that offensive foul was called.
Oh, and Shai blows right by Kuminga and slams it down. The blow-by, the elevation, and the jam.
Of course, Washington into some tough shots like that.
Now, that was an impossible shot for Kuzma. That's been a common theme. Shai's going to go right by the defense. Giddy wanted to send it down to Lou Dort. Now Shai has the step, drives inside, and Indiana just cannot slow him down. There's another deuce for SGA and another trip right back to the line.
Early points. They're all coming around that painted area. And they're just wrecking havoc right now.
Shai quickly back the other way, hangs in the air long enough through the contact, right back to the free throw line.
Not far from here in Charlotte. Shai got inside, swings it out to an open door three, and he bottoms it.
And that's what we're talking about with Shai, his complete game.
For the King. Gilgeous-Alexander with the left hand lays it in.
Nikola Jokic, Michael, is just so adept with the passing. Shai avoiding defenders and sidesteps right to the cup for the deuce.
But they're just doing a good job. That's what Toronto does really well. Best in the league right now at over 10 a game.
And Shai is able to steal it right back. Trying to get around Barnes. Just kept it in the left hand and then puts it up for the first bucket of the game. Dort fires it outside. Now Shai going to work on Murphy. Oh, he slips underneath. Just a slight hesitation to throw off the timing of Murphy's defense.
Nice moves here, folks. He has just been playing outstanding all season.
Mark Daignault not using a timeout. SGA probing, piercing, spinning, hanging for the lead, and SGA knocks it down with just under a second to go.
Getting in there, Shai picking it up, and Shai says, I got this, folks. I've been here before, and yes, I have.
Oh, you see the elation on the bench, rightfully so, in what has just been a second half battle for the Thunder. And Shai got his spot, that turnaround, he had the go-ahead shot. Their on-ball defense. As Shai anticipating that, steps right in front, goes behind his back, and it sets up Wallace as he bounces up for that dunk. Time remaining, SGA just a menace on the defensive end. He's been a big part of those 10 turnovers, and then a little extra spice setting it up for the rookie.
Oh, that's why he's leading NBA in steals right there, folks. And going coast to coast.
They're having a hard time cracking the Blazers. Shai, ball fakes, baseline shot with the shot clock expiring, and he's able to put it in.
That's a tough shot.
The Simons drive, and the Shai answer on the baseline. That's with the shot clock around 2. Not a lot of time. Shai, double team. Shai, extra step. Shai with the bank, just to beat the shot clock. It looked like he was in jail and somehow escaped.
Just be 3 and 4 for the Thunder. Look at that shot a moment ago.
And he will be the trigger man with 53 seconds to go in the third. Gilgeous-Alexander fires and hits! Always at his pace.
Just the presence, understanding the clock, knowing he's got enough time to put it on the deck for one dribble, and then converts.
Greg Houston. Shot clock at 6. Reed still can't get a 3 to drop, and now the Thunder with time. Shai, 3 seconds. Already with 13 in the corner, looking for a little bit more, and he's going to get a little bit more. Already 9 assists on 11 made baskets. Klay Thompson, he was affected. Blocked on the shot. Wallace lobs it up. There is SGA right over the top for the alley-oop as Wallace found him in transition.
The Thunder have had great success so far in this season. And how about that? You practice that play a lot of times in practice. Reminds me of an old Detroit Piston player. Vinny, microwave, instant buckets.
And there's an instant bucket on the other end. SGA once again on the dive from Jalen Williams. Physicality, and he had some tremendous defense. And there he has the finish.
Valanciunas and Williamson on the floor. That's a little bit of a surprise.
Shai passed up the 3. This time he put it on a platter for Holmgren, who throws it down.
One pass to the right spot to get that shot going.
He said his toughness comes from a couple of places. One, his dad, Warren Giddey, an NBL champion, but he was known as a bruiser on the floor. And secondly, Josh grew up playing Australia.
Holmgren, another assisted 3. Got it right back. This time he will dive to the cup, win with the left hand. Chet Holmgren, nice finish off the pass. As Shai checks the clock. Patiently waited to make his move. Runs right by Williams, dumps it off. Count the assist right there. Cason Wallace, who snuck inside. Keep going to it until they prove that they can slow it down, until they can stop it. This time it's a cut, and it's Cason Wallace right across the baseline.
Also under a lot of pressure from that shot clock violation.
Shai gives it up again. Giddey open 3, and he cashes it in. As SGA once again setting up his teammate for a wide open 3.
Plus assists. That's pretty amazing.
And what was an absolutely loaded draft. Cason Wallace, all that pressure once again on SGA. And you said it, Michael, he is just making the right decision distributing the basketball. Particularly in the mid-range as Holmgren was able to rip away that rebound from Valanciunas. Shai slips it underneath. Excellent pass. And the dunk by Dort. J-Dub and Shai having a career year in assists, as you said. Those back-to-back. Just incredible. On the lob on the back door, Jalen Williams able to finish it off. Finishing it off with the left hand. Don't forget, back-to-back assists for J-Dub.
And that becomes a 5-point swing when Shai, usually reliable with those layups, didn't get it. LeBron on the other end getting wide open underneath. Nice find, Shai.
They got time here, 3.2 seconds. I think I'm going to go pretty quickly.
Oh, Shai got around the defense. Fires it cross court. Isaiah Joe trying to beat the buzzer. And the officials are going to say that counts.
It was 20 years old, but the Jazz feel like they might have the point guard of the future. Chet Holmgren hangs in the air, took a little bump from Collins, and then banks it in. Second trip. He's been active early. Hanging in the air, contact not a problem.
He loved me so much and asked me that impossible question the other night.
Oh, you're trying to get him back.
No,
I'm
just raising the stakes, that's all.
I see. Gallo has been in.
Yeah, Gallo kind of.
Spurs showing some life to begin the second quarter as Shai with a blind wraparound. And Kendrick Williams pays it off. That was sweet.
This nice little wraparound from SGA. Kendrick towing that line out there, creating that space. That's the key to that play for Kendrick. He can be a pick and roll or
SGA once again plows right by Edwards. The kick out, open shot. Chet Holmgren drains it from 3.
Terrific start.
And it's now mismatch. SGA can go right by Sarge. Kicks it out to an open shooter. Casey Wallace has been doing that all season long, spotting up for wide open 3s. Shai, bounce pass, right inside to go right back to J-Dub, and J-Dub with the sword. So good defensively, right there all over Edwards. Forces the miss on the turnaround, it's a 2-on-1. Shai's gonna give it up, there is J-Dub, and the Thunder have themselves another dunk.
Still got it, man. You know, you do your job when you chase him off that line because, you know, he's seen a lot of sunsets in this game. He doesn't want to drive the ball hard.
Carter completes the three-point play. Gilgeous-Alexander the other way. Running into the defense down there of Suggs and tapped up and in. Looked like
knows that he wants to bleed this clock out as much as possible. Sees a quick double team. Wheels around. Somebody's got to be open. It's Dort. He's going to let it fly. And he continues the theme of the first half. Another 3.
He told us Isaiah's really good positionally as a defender, and offensively, he always leverages his shooting gravity, which makes him such a playable guy out there.
They've been able to retrieve those misses.
SGA lobs it up there as Holmgren. 2 defenders went toward SGA, and that left Holmgren open on the backside. Joe, who's been on a real scorcher of late. Catch fire 3 on the way, and he's got himself another one. 50% shooting on the season, and nobody hotter on the planet right now than Isaiah Joe. Their offense. But Isaiah Joe, he's had his offense going for a while now. How about all year? Over 50% from downtown. He keeps it going.
You know, at some point in time, the officials got to put ear in that whistle.
The cut, Giddey, nice pass. SGA coming off a career-high 14 assists on Sunday. You expect him to drive? Nope. He can find his man, too. Giddey on the finish. That rims out. Nice rebound by SGA. The floater, the lob, and Chet Holmgren on the alley-oop puts it down.
It's an ice water in your vein play.
And it's J-Dub. Missed the shot, but an offensive rebound. And Chet rocks the rim on the alley-oop. Didn't look like it from this angle or the backcourt. Keeps it, spins on Black. Outside Isaiah Joe. He will tee it up and knock it down.
Yeah, that's why he's leading the NBA in assists. And when you got all the black shirts around you, he's not afraid to give up the rock. Nice little back screen. How about this? Nice little screen and roll. He only missed the fingertips. There's a nice little play here. He always makes that right pass. So unselfish with the basketball. There again, folks.
Oh no! And all of a sudden, we're seeing some dazzling distribution. SGA, a big part of it.
He got a lot of leverage out of playing with some pace.
Oh, what a great action there. SGA, little give and go between him and Jay Williams. And don't forget about Micic and his 7.
Well, he's got options on that play right there. I like that play on that zone defense.
Nicely done. Giddey once again. He's got 6 points here in the first quarter. That one off a pretty pass from SGA.
about this. Okay, everybody got caught watching the paint dry for the Lakers.
They've got +9 here in the second quarter as the defense continues to thrive. Shai up ahead. Giddey stays perfect from the floor. He's 5 for 5 into double digits. And Josh Giddey having himself a solid first half, and Lou Dort just being the aggressor on the defensive end. A little flair at the tail end.
Is that what that is? The flare? Okay.
Flair.
I couldn't think of anything because I've never seen a bounce pass with a flare to it.
A little gloss. A glossy finish.
Well, it looked like that one went off of Mason Plumlee's head. Looks like he's okay. Gilgeous-Alexander keeps coming. Here's Isaiah Joe on the driving kick. Splash! Ty Lue sensing the momentum shift. Oklahoma City. SGA, the linchpin. Joe buries a triple.
Both teams find an offense. SGA, the kick out, open man, Ousmane Dieng, and he counters the three on the other end.
And see, this is a different look defensively for the Suns.
Shai tied up, he's doubled. Looking to distribute, does so to Dort, open on the three, and Lou Dort cashes it in. Wiggins passed up the three instead. It's Shai, nice no-look pass inside, gave it right back to him. Boy, a late Christmas gift. From the Celtics defense, it's now a 10-0 run. And they're looking to slow it down. Holmgren outside three, that'll do it. They're stung a little bit of that Celtics momentum.
I'm just saying, you're
part of that 3,830.
That cannot be confirmed or denied.
Oh, nice pass. Shai fires it down low. And they both happen to be on Oklahoma City. Kenrich Williams on the flare. Wide open for the three, and he sticks it. Realize how much pace is on not just that pass, but most passes, because these guys are so good. They have such great anticipation, so much length. They will snag it midair as J-Dub underneath. Sabonis ripped away by SGA. Boy, great defense in the interior. Giddey on the other end, he's going to score over Murray. So SGA's turnover leads to that fast break opportunity.
It's always tough for young players.
The Thunder have been playing uphill all game long. Faced the biggest deficit of the game, but that's quickly shaved down to 14 thanks to the three out of the timeout from Kenrich Williams.
Back into the back-to-back Shai. You see all the defenders around him. Finds the open man, and it's Cason Wallace in the corner. His favorite spot on the...
Right now the Thunder trying to avoid those empty trips down. And that's a good pass that time by Shai. He's drawing a lot of attention right now.
Add to it. Three-pointer, no good. And a bouncing rebound to Gilgeous-Alexander, who drives it, leaves it, and Williams scores.
Well, Wembanyama ran out.
The Kings are looking for answers on that offensive end. That's one big answer for them there.
Nice find, SGA. All eyes were on him in the basketball, and Giddey just camped out on the weak side. Holmgren trying to get by everybody, and does, thanks to that hit-ahead pass, and Chet Holmgren flashes it down. You want to play in these tight games. Make you stronger. There is Wiggins. What a pass. SGA found him on the cut. Aaron Wiggins, another excellent fourth quarter play. That's his fourth three, been really hard to slow down. Giddey wide open in the corner. That three goes in, so Josh Giddey, 2 third quarter threes. Fires it cross court, but there's SGA saving the possession. Leads up to Kenrich Williams, and SGA perfectly in the right places. The Thunder almost turned it over.
Started out pretty hot early in the first quarter. It's been downhill ever since.
That is exactly right. Shai negotiating. Giddey pushes it up and in. Nice move.
In what was a healthy Denver victory, it was Porter had 4 early threes as Holmgren uses his skill, looking to distribute. Martin is the one who's going to defend SGA. Charlotte has really struggled defending all season long, been giving up a ton of points in the Thunder, and trying to back down Brogdon again. Brogdon, good defensive player. Shai spins away right on the baseline. Trying to feed it, and he does so to Giddey, and Giddey was in the right spot on the baseline.
But the officials got to do what the officials got to do as he went over the backboard.
Easy way to help game flow. Holmgren on the flare out, and he knocks down another three. That's his second of the game. He's into double digits. Domingo
is on SGA. SGA, little stutter step, finds Holmgren inside. There's the foul, and it goes. And so Chet Holmgren's going to get a chance for a three-point play.
Really fun to watch about this team, folks. They give up the basketball. Here's your leading scorer, getting downhill and makes a nice little drop. That's a nice little taste.
Dinwiddie, a little scoop shot. He tried to go high off the window.
That's good defense by the Thunder also.
Shai to an open shooter, Isaiah Joe. That three is good.
How about this? Deep coverage. Look at this, man. All white shirts are looking at him, and he looks backwards, almost like a...
There's a little poke away from Giddey, coming over to try to slow down Zion. There's another turnover by the Pelicans. There's SGA, bounces off of the rookie, trying to thread that pass and found his man.
Getting a touch of it. On one or two possessions, more body.
Very young, very willing passer. I thought it was really interesting is Holmgren off the slip pass from SGA.
Translate over into the game in situations like that where you just react. Now, what I'm loving so far about these numbers here is that Curry has not taken a field goal attempt.
Holmgren on the cut, beautiful play. We open up quarter number 2. There is Cason Wallace yet again, sneaking on the backside. He's been huge off the bench. Keeping the Wizards in it. Nice cut. There is Giddey. Wide open lane and the find from SGA as he soars up for the jam.
I mean, look at all the attention. A lot of dark-colored jerseys come over. They got 3 in your picture right there, and Josh just comes right down, man.
And that's what's been so impressive about his game and the progression of his game. Because it's not like he's hogging shots from his teammates. And once again, he sets up Jang and another wide open 3 from the outside.
And they let it go for a while, too.
Let's keep this going for a while.
Until Josh chopped down on it.
Giddey from the outside.
They're missing a lot of shots tonight, but they're not able to get a lot of those second chance points.
Nice flash. Kenrich Williams just inside the block.
Yeah, he threw that ball before he reached that point. And how about this? This has really been a staple for the Thunder all season long, folks, is their ability. Started out with those 3s he knocked down in that win by the Thunder in Minnesota.
Another assist coming up, SGA. That's the second one he's had to Jalen Williams. You see him at times, he'll return back to that all-star form. He hasn't been an all-star in 2 years, but he's had some really low games. And Holmgren returns the favor on the other end, goes right at him. Around pass. And SGA did not use the screen, but still knew where Chet Holmgren was going to be.
How about getting it right back to him?
Shai dumps it up. There's Chet Holmgren to cap it off.
It's just connection we're talking about, folks. Just you know, they only played together 22 games. That's just a read. And John Collins usually doesn't miss that close to the basket.
Shai gave it right back to Holmgren. Holmgren slices in, hangs long enough, and finishes with the left hand.
Got it a couple of times already here.
Nice pass. Once again, Chet Holmgren, the beautiful dish from SGA. And he's going to go to the line for a possible three-point play.
That's his 4th personal foul.
It's SGA.
Certainly check those boxes, Paris. Thank you. Up tight ropes. Shai attacks. Jay will down the lane. Bucket.
Right now, the Timberwolves are trying to find some kind of offensive continuity.
Nice cut, nice find. SGA on the backside. J-Dub flash right at that free throw line, and he is... Shai spinning, bounce pass through the cut. There is Wiggins yet again, right across the baseline. Nobody does it better than Wiggins on that backdoor cut. Collins on the tip, no good. And Shai trying to create the rush. Times up that pass perfectly for Giddey on the fast break.
At the target center. Last time these two teams met.
Shai spinning away from McDaniels, open man, wide open, it's Dort, catch fire three, he's got himself another one. Certainly don't want him getting in any kind of rhythm. Shai looking to puncture that Miami defense, and does, as he's got another assist. This one to J-Dub.
Of Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll take it the other way with the gallop. And Williams inside. Jalen Williams gets it to go.
No, I've seen OKC.
Into a two-way force.
both offensively and defensively. Number 2 net rated team in the NBA. Isaiah Joe, tough take, hanging in the air long enough and able to score.
And it's still hard to believe he has not attempted a free throw tonight.
Shai finds an open man, it's Lou Dort. And how about Lou Dort? Just drills that 3. Shai's been bottled up throughout the game. Isaiah Joe, and he gets that 3 to go. Coming from Peyton Watson, the second-year player out of UCLA. Shai sees the double, finds the open man. It's Isaiah Joe. How about that pass and vision?
Well, he draws a lot of attention. That's what the defense just can't recover from.
And there's another block by Chet Holmgren. He had 5 on Wednesday against Denver. He's already got 1. Shai putting his head down. Little up and under. Dumps it off, and Holmgren is going to put it down.
Got to get up that loose change off the floor. End result, dunk shot. He just turned on those afterburners. Kind of missed that little chippy a play ago.
Oh, Jalen Williams, he's going to play through it. Lazy reaching by the rookie. Scoot Henderson picks up the personal, and that's more strength coming from the Thunder. Will getting the and 1.
Well, he made one play on the other end, and then kind of knew he did it. You can just tell. Look at his reaction to the play. Scoot Henderson. He's going to be a terrific young player for the Blazers. It is like hurry up offense.
Shai's got his head up, racing up the floor. Kenrich Williams inside to get pick 2. It's a 5-point game. Claxton, left hand, no good. And it pops over to Giddey. Up ahead, SGA, 2-on-1, gives it up. J-Dub is able to put it down.
Up this largest lead, +9 in transition. He's very scrappy for that loose ball.
Shai, the double, finds the open man. It's another cut from Wiggins. Perfect spot at the right time, and Shai found him.
That was really effective.
Clutch bucket. Young wants that step back 3, but Lou Dort just swallows up the space with a block. How about the lob up top to J-Dub?
Not only did he block it, like in volleyball, he tooled it, kept it in play, and made a play with it. How about this, folks? That got the pay cut.
Regain the lead. Shai zigzagging, stops outside Isaiah Joe. Quick release on the 3, and Isaiah Joe picks up where he left off on Thursday, and he's got himself another 3. The shots still falling. Isaiah Joe cannot miss from the outside. He keeps it going. Wallace on Hardaway Jr., the veteran. Pull the trigger, no good. And Shai right up top, put it on a platter for Holmgren. Dwight Powell just scamper back to his man, and how about that left-handed shovel pass?
Yeah, boy, and you're loving it too, because Shai does a good job of driving right into that scene to force whoever's guarding Chet to come over. That's gosh, absolutely.
Could have ended the game. Instead, they went in overtime and lost. There is Chet Holmgren. But here comes SGA.
And that was a really good disciplined closeout by Lou Dort on Zach LaVine.
And another open 3 set up by SGA, cashed in by Wallace. And we welcome you back to Dallas. First possession for OKC, and it's a SGA drive and dish right over to Josh Giddey.
It is not too early to promote our second game of the doubleheader tonight. The Rockets in Sacramento.
Yeah, I was going to say, go ahead and promote it.
Oh, man! Gilgeous Alexander, spring-loaded.
Wow.
What a highlight. The best of the night from SGA. Pow! Doing it all tonight. 30 points.
Shai has been able to dictate things already with the 17 points in this first quarter. Stops, goes right back to work, and lays it up and in. Unfair business from SGA.
The Thunder just kept the offense rolling with a 39-point first quarter.
Wallace has got to get it in.
That's team foul number 3 for the Celtics. Keep an eye on that.
Shai matched up here with Horford. Help defense came over in Holiday. He gives it up. Someone's going to have to shoot it. J-Dub, 1 second on the shot clock. And it's White. The hit ahead to Tatum. Caught it in stride. Tatum ejected. SGA caught him at the rim and swatted
hard on that play.
Hartenstein not appreciating the late contact. Well, you just couldn't hear it in this building.
Oh, look at this. Look at that. Come on, Shai. What else can you do, man? Here's his lob right here. As he caught the ball, and White went underneath him. A 41-point third quarter.
Shai able to shift DiVincenzo. The beauty goes down. Masterful from SGA.
And it's showing up on the scoreboard as they go to the fourth. And there again with the cloud shot. I told you a lot of fans have been hitting me up on social media.
Not that time for Monk who went in there. Offense for OKC. Look at the defense, the help defense coming over. Malik Monk, bad intentions coming in the lane. And
a lot of threes. Average about 48 a game. My goodness.
Shai, nice hesitation, got inside, then scoops it up and spins it in. Grimes guarding. Shai didn't get the double, instead goes right to the rack, banks it home right ahead of the clock.
To score some points and get it down to single digits that you just talked about, partner.
So after that third quarter, the Thunder go to the fourth quarter. It's still a single-digit game, just down by 8. I think now they can look ahead. Get a little closer, trail by as many as 21, SGA. Step back three, SGA right ahead of the buzzer. Knocks it down from deep.
As the man of the moment.
Go on the floor, it's a good three.
All-star starter.
Gives the clock a check as he crosses the timeline at 3. Makes his move on Kennard. Off balance. And he glides into the scoop.
You think he's going to step back for a three. He goes all the way to the bucket and does a flat-footed layup. I'm just saying.
Just a quick note there for you. Just a quick note.
Okay, I got you.
As SGA off the deck, had to beat the shot clock, does as he nails the 3. Dort got inside. 1 second. Shai's going to have to put it up right at the free throw line at the nail, and he still scores. And OKC can run a little offense here. This is what they were doing with Hartenstein. They got it right back. How about the extra pass? But now Shai's got to make something happen. 1 second. He'll fire it up from 3 and beat the shot clock.
Bem de conta, né? Mais uma vez a defesa funcionando, né? Vai terminar, não vai dar tempo, Shai. Vai dar tempo, deu tempo. Deu tempo, sim, senhor.
And obviously we want him to play within the system, but we know how great he can be even in year 17.
Julian Strother is in. That's a young player they're relying on as Shai Gilgeous-Alexander cans the deep one.
And the long rebound tracked down. Nice frontage pass that got deflected by Wiggins and another Pelicans turnover.
That's the 4th steal of this first quarter.
Shai gets taken out of the 3. Counted, he's going to the line. Possible 4-point play.
They close out on Mel. I mean, look at Hawkins just closing out on him hard. Same foul that happened on Saturday. Isaiah Joe, man, he's serving up a hot cup of Joe.
Shai, nice spin move, went right around Clowney, and then elevates up for that jam. As the Thunder grow the lead in SGA. Substitution for Mark Dagnall, bringing Caruso in for Hartenstein. And there is SGA, takes a little bump. It was subtle, but enough to give him the possible and one.
Set piece. That's one of those things where, you know he's going to get going. That's a tough shot, man. He's once again behind the back.
Hard drive, a little bit of speed there, but a missed layup.
Alexander may have had a lot to do with that. The officials don't see it.
Clippers are putting their best defender in Dunn, one of their best defenders on him. Hartenstein off the pass, got by Zubats, and Hartenstein with the power jam to open up the scoring. 41%, and they got a double-digit deficit going. The Thunder finish out these final 3 minutes. In fact, Young got caught in the air. There's a turnover.
That's good defense by Caruso.
Oh, nice pass.
Those shots were falling for him in that second quarter when he scored 41 points. Absolutely not falling as much, and the Thunder getting open looks, and it just continues terrain.
To make some fundamental adjustments. Kenrich Williams on the drive of the baseline got all the way to the cup. Couldn't finish it, but Hartenstein trying to distribute. There's the cut from SGA off the trampoline for the jam.
How about this? Just waiting for this play to develop was Hartenstein.
Hartenstein, this is where he's dangerous. Already had one pass to SGA. That's another one. It's going to count as an and one. SGA plays through the contact.
How about this? Really didn't have control of that. Just kind of threw it up there.
It doesn't matter the situation, Michael. He's always ready to pull. Shai on the step back shot. That's a tough one. Not a problem for him either as he rips the cards from deep. You see the presence of Holmgren. Michael Porter Jr. did not want any part of that. There's some backside help by SGA. They block it away from Jokic. SGA goes one-on-one, left hand, high off the glass, not a problem. And he's got another deuce.
On the two-time MVP. Check this out, folks. He's surrounded by white shirts, and SGA gets the block and gets out in transition and calls his numbers. He knows what to do with that. And they do a great job. And kind of stole that from him.
SGA, nice drive, breaking down the defense, and Hartenstein able to lay it up and in. And Curry draws the offensive foul as we take a look at the first couple buckets.
Yeah, how about that? Just good ball.
And some big threes as that pass through the hands, picked off, Dort up ahead. Lost it momentarily, but Casey Wallace goes over the top of Juzang.
Well, we talked about the Thunder being able to get out in transition and mounting up those transition points. But I'll tell you one thing, folks, it doesn't get any better than that. Barely hung on to that pass. And how was he able to throw it back right into the hands of the cutting Casey Wallace?
The huge fourth quarter threes. SGA, space behind the three-point line, count it. We'll be in Los Angeles for Thanksgiving. Shai goes right up to the cup. Don't see that very often. He had some space at the rim for the flush.
And all of a sudden, you know, the momentum starts to shift a little bit. Good job of closing out on Steph Curry, man. He's one of those guys who's got a quick trigger.
Boy, SGA's going to have his way, come through the lane. Curry can't slow him down, and he's got a chance for three.
Patience with the basketball. He's serving and looking it over. Nice little redirect with the dribble.
Takes the Green with his first year with the Hornets. Came over from Dallas. SGA, step back three.
Before that, they can squeeze him. And then you say, look, all right, I know what he likes to do. Shai likes to drive. Well, not really. He can shoot.
Giannis. Big strides inside. Kuzma on the backside. SGA with a recovery block. Wallace.
How about this? Man, how did Shai come over from no? Did a good job of not allowing him to get that dribble to improve it. How about this? My goodness. If you're going to double up Shai, keep doing it. Look at this. Look at all the dark colored jersey around him. And you don't normally see two executed by a high-level player.
High-level skill, too, because there's not guys that can do that consistently, Michael. And so what that means is you got a play that he's been working on his entire career. The Thunder been working on that. It's a transition, fast break opportunity.
That's what you want to keep doing. Just keep shrinking the floor on the Trailblazers, creating those types of plays.
Cato, that was the guy. Cato. By the way, DeRozan's three was changed to a 2 from earlier.
There is SGA.
As Shai deciphering what to do, trying to get into the seams, takes a little bump, and then the scoop layup. He's going to go to the line for an old-fashioned three-point play.
No double team came on that particular possession. Shai recognized it.
He had his moments in the second half, and he was more aggressive. But it's the defense as well. There's more defense as SGA on the backside.
Nuggets defense. This is what we were talking about minutes ago. Thunder with a season-high 14 block shots. This guy had 3 of them yesterday and box out. Kind of like the, just the old school, teach them how to box out. Well, that's a nice play that time. SGA drawing the attention and then throwing the line.
But it's going to stay on this end.
There's that platter you were talking about. I love that. That's just an excellent pocket pass. A lot of times those balls can get deflected. Just like that, it got deflected.
Shai is going to beat everybody down the floor off the turnover. Shai created it.
and then he was waiting for it. And once he gets the ball, he knows exactly what to do.
In the game, and the Blazers made theirs a little bit later.
Thunder have had back-to-back possessions that resulted in a turnover. Not this time. The hit ahead pass to SGA. Isaiah Joe, always a threat to shoot on the floor. He's been shooting it really well here over the last 11 games. SGA, that time going to get the bump in.
Exactly what I'm saying. Same move. Now, why is that an and one? I'm just saying, he's had two of those. Two of those that led to side out of bounds. I'm not complaining on this one because I'm saying.
Just continues to play that Case and Wallace defense. SGA maneuvering from behind the backboard. He has had a series of those, a couple on this road trip. Here's Whitmore. Did not use the screen from Landale. Instead went in there and got swatted away.
He's an off-the-ball defender, the weak side guy. He's got to get there early. They always say you got to get there early, the floater and the push shot. Those guys only have that floater. Oh, how about that, man? My goodness. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is showing you everything, every tool he's got in that bag tonight, folks. Nice night tonight because they're trying to take the ball out of his hands. Look at that. Thread the needle. Usellis got there late. And J-Dub's got an and one.
No risk it, no biscuit on that pass.
You couldn't have scripted that any better, man. He hits a boom, and they call timeout.
Don't forget about the booms, man. Oh, don't forget about Shai's defense. That time it was the defense on the rookie.
Minnesota up by 2. OKC. Gilgeous-Alexander, floater short. Rebound, ripped away. Hartenstein feeds it inside for Gilgeous-Alexander. We are tied at 68.
The Thunder get 2 offensive rebounds, 3 opportunities. Shai's now going to get another opportunity at the free throw line. That one banks home. AC.
The mismatch on the big guy. Tom got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. It's tough to do that with this guy because not only is he a lethal scorer, folks, it's in transition by the Mavericks.
Shai, 3-point shot. That time, SGA buries it from deep. The best in the Western Conference. Dort got it going early.
And the Knicks get on the board. Bridges guarding Gilgeous-Alexander to start, flips it over the left hand. He's got a lot of magical shots in his bag.
Walker Kessler, their offensive rebound. Clarkson has already made 1-3. That was way short. Marketing on the rebound. It never hit the rim. And the Thunder come up with it on the block. Caruso, 2-on-1. Nice pass. It's Dort.
Look at what Lou Dort does. I mean, this is a block right here by Shai. The Thunder get out of transition on this. End result, quick buckets by Lou Dort. But he did it. I go, okay.
They didn't even pay attention to his arm going to the baseline. Nice pass. SGA once again. It's Hartenstein on the cut.
He can't go in against the big front lineup. Just kicked it right back out to Wallace. That's an old school move done by a new school player. Money.
Hartenstein into Dort. By the way, the Rockets bench. We're at 25 points.
Count it, and a foul.
Blitzes the doubles. He's accustomed to it. He's going to keep playing. So he gets an empty side. He knows he's got to beat 2.
Carried that energy throughout the course of the game. And to come back on a Wednesday, there is SGA spotted up, feet behind the line.
Only one of few players in the history of the game has ever been an MVP of the finals. The other guy was Kawhi Leonard. This guy here, he is off the charts right now.
Phoenix got their best offensive quarter with 24, but just not enough to keep up with.
That's when you really started to see that there wasn't an answer for this guy offensively.
He gets a block there. He's got 2 blocks in the game.
They immediately go to Zubac. There is Jalen Williams. Got that hand in there. Knocked it free. Forced the turnover on the break. Isaiah Joe is going to clean it up, finish it off.
And that's why you never sometimes play the stats of a team. Look how they're playing right now in this first quarter.
Turnover by DC. Not used to handling the basketball. Up ahead, Ousmane Dieng cutting right through the lane. Nice find, SGA for the deuce.
And, you know, you hold them to just 2 points for the first, what, four minutes of this quarter. And that's a 180 right there.
Now Shai, this is a subtle change on these continuation shots
where guys are used to getting to the free throw line. They are not getting to the free throw line.
Under 2 minutes to go. Wiggins providing the point of attack defense. Pajemski switches on to SGA. Sidestep three. Got it! A potential dagger. A 4-point lead with 1:25 to go. He's got 32.
That was great defense, too. That's just better off.
Gilgeous-Alexander has scored 30 points per game or better. He's so good for the mid-range. Right on cue there, hitting that one from 15.
Can't try to make that home run pass. It'll make you pay.
Anthony turns it over again. Back-to-back possessions. No-look pass. Williams finishes as Gilgeous-Alexander.
And there's a near finish at the rim, just a little too strong on the finger roll. Shai steps in. He's able to intercept the pass. And then he just lowers the defense.
You know, that's a lot of work for a young coach like him.
SGA going to work on Carrington, just backing him down.
It's like that. Take a look at this, folks. He's got a free throw when we come back.
Shai sprinting up the floor. Trying to back down the rookie. Isaiah Collier. Tough step back shot, and that is SGA's sweet stroke.
Never wavers, and his approach remains consistent no matter what.
All right, thank you, Paris. Did in front of his college coach, Eric Musselman, who was sitting courtside in LA. There is Aaron Wiggins right out of the timeout. His patent move going left. Quiet start to this game. Starting off to a quiet start offensively. There's another great anticipation play. That time from SGA. Loves to front those post passes. And Cason Wallace in transition with the left-handed hammer. He has had some impressive makes here in this first half. Shai back to the line, switches hands, left hand, counted in a foul.
I'm not just throwing it up there, Mr. Cage, like you think I am. I've done this many times because I'm a professional scorer. I'm not sure who that was called on, both top and...
Grizzlies getting a little handsy on those rebounds. As Hartenstein gives the isolation. SGA, that is a tough shot in the mid-range. It's a shot he's been making all season long.
Shooting 20% so far.
And on 5 turnovers, and that's why OKC's got a 15-2 lead right out of the blocks. That time it's Hartenstein.
It's Champagny looking for Collins, knocked away. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. Wallace the other way. On the wing, Wiggins three.
This is where they beat you, right?
Got to be careful driving on Anthony Davis. 3-time shot blocking champ. SGA leans into that left-handed layup. What a move. Thunder looking for a little bit of momentum. Can they start it there with the defensive end? They get a turnover. SGA drives in and scores.
They want to set up that zone defense. They don't have a big man. Thunder once again with another steal and wide open look for Shai as he just says, my goodness. Just to starve off any kind of rally that the Spurs are trying to muster up here.
And SGA on the run out. And the lead swells back up to 19.
On back-to-back possessions.
Don't want to foul Van Vliet. Got a hard closeout. Shai with the strip. Can he beat Van Vliet down the other end? Yes, he can.
Carlson credited with the steal there. Gilgeous-Alexander with Niang on him, shakes and bakes and sticks the landing on a jumper.
Getting the start now, a two-way player for Milwaukee. Both these teams, bunch of guys out, but there is SGA right down the lane as he powers it down.
How about this? We showed some dunks of January in the pregame.
Good steal, Jaylen Brown prone to turnovers. Shai the speed all the way to the cup, had the step on Tatum, counted in a foul.
He just pours it on. He doesn't really, he stays low on this. He takes a little bump and still has the presence of mind to put it in the basket.
Shai lobbing, J-Dub caught it, got it right back, catch fire three. That is good, SGA. He's got 40 in the game.
Forced a turnover or a shot block. Whichever way the stat guys call it.
Shai
deciding what to do, pulls the trigger from three, and buries it. Shai's got to be strong with the basketball and is. 5 seconds for SGA. Gets across the timeline. 2 defenders in the vicinity. Pulls up, and SGA is able to bank it in.
Wow, he took some contact on that play. Wallace steals the inbound pass. Wow.
And SGA is able to cap off his solid performance in the first half as he had defenders all over him. Brown did a good job of not committing the foul.
But clearly a larger role without Doncic, and it's SGA that time in the dunker slot. You don't see that very often.
Yeah, that's just great. Interchangeable parts with these guys on the floor right now. Thunder playing.
Free throw line for PJ Washington.
You're loving this because this is what you got to do with Dallas. They're going to always help out initially. That's good transition defense by the Thunder.
Hero got caught in the air, trying to swing it over to Ware. SGA steps right into the passing lane. Kenrich tees it up. There's another one from downtown. The run continues. That was a beauty. And then Pippen Jr. ran right into Wallace for the turnover. Wiggins down the lane. The finger roll is good.
Outside.
Cunningham. This time it's Cason Wallace who was on him. Popped it free. SGA on the other end, and SGA will take it for the jam.
That's the third steal of the night that the Thunder have been able to muster up with their stingy defense and go down the other end and score. You know, just stay in the flow.
SGA and Chet Holmgren have come back in. A.J. Mitchell, Isaiah Joe on the floor first time. Tough step back shot.
Sacramento shooting 60% from the field. My goodness.
It's a one-point game. Shai, mid-range. He'll shoot right over the top of Ellis. Take a bump, and now he's going to the line.
It's a team that would like to go out to their missed shot. Well, how about that? My goodness. That's why he's an MVP, not just an all-star. He's an MVP. He's just playing
on the hardwood, and a dunk for Jokic after the 3 made by Jang. Tied at 23, that ended an 8-0 run. Gilgeous-Alexander is so crafty.
You got to know if you're Peyton Watson.
I'm getting good looks and shots are falling, so I'm just continuing to play within the offense and make those plays.
Speaking of making plays, the Thunder defense continuing to bust things up out of the perimeter. A couple of free throws.
And it's plays like this where the defense just so disruptive.
Well, and that's come off a little bit of pressure too.
Now they get the 3 from Clowney. As Shai going right through defenders, hands in the air, that left-handed finish is a beauty.
That's touched by OKC, and this is what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can do. It doesn't matter how the first couple of years of his career, but you see more moves like that.
Yeah, you know, he's just rounding out his game.
Nice pass. SGA slips it underneath on the baseline, and Caruso.
How about this? Look at all the dark-colored jerseys around him. You can see 4 jerseys in that picture.
Dick missed a bunch of time. In fact, the last 5 games with a calf injury. Shai fading away out of bounds, bouncing off of a defender. It still shows the touch.
Just not sure, but take a look at this, folks. He gets by Barnes out front and just fades.
He was 44% last season. Never afraid to shoot. Always got to be careful of him taking charges inside. Shai, Daniels on him. Tough fade away. What a shot from SGA.
Coming over to help out. Look at this. I mean, look at this, folks. He does a little step back, then he does a fadeaway.
That is persistent over the course of the year. Michael, they're 20-1 against the East. They could easily have the best record of all time versus a conference. There is SGA off the turnover. He's going to lay it up and in transition. Good player from Minnesota. He was undrafted coming out of college. 2-way player. What a drive. SGA slicing right through that Minnesota defense.
That's hard to do. How about this guy's driving ability? Finishing through contact.
Not giving up anything. Get this extra possession. These kind of possessions that have been stocking up all season long. SGA, tough fadeaway. He makes it look easy. Shoots right over the top of Green for the first points of the night. Here for Philly, getting a 1-year deal. The Thunder, in terms of SGA, and Dort know him well from his time with France basketball. There's a nice play, setting it up.
That's Dort, chased off the line. There's Wallace. Gilgeous-Alexander fakes, drives, that soft left hand off the glass. He's still